Hello everyone, welcome back to DR Sports. Today is the Saturday football show. Of course it is. Joining me today, our co-host, Nicky from West Ham Fan TV. How we doing, mate?
Good, mate, you?
Yeah, all good, all good. Now, we haven't got EGT in the building. He's down watching Liverpool today. But what we do have is the real Scouser, to my left. Doyle, how we doing, mate?
Very well, lads. Let's hope we get 3 points today, innit?
Big game for you today. We'll get into that.
Let's pull out the mud, please. Let's get out the mud,
so
lads.
far. And Fuad, on the right. How we say, welcome back.
All good. How we doing?
All good, mate, all good. Get in the comments what you're seeing ahead of today's big fixtures in the Premier League. There's a lot of them for a run through for 3 o'clock as today.
Makes a change, doesn't it?
It does, eh?
It's brilliant.
Last week we had a great show. There was plenty of goals, plenty of topics, getting some talking points in the chat as well. We may as well dive straight into the game that's just finished, Nicky.
Yeah.
A win for Man United, 1-0 at St Mary's. What did you make of the game?
Wasn't convincing by United, I don't think. I think Southampton had their chance, a bit toothless, Southampton, but it was a good finish. And they're going to keep a clean sheet. They're going to be happy, aren't they? So I can hear them all downstairs celebrating being 14th place in the Premier League.
Moving mad, aren't they, lad? But it is what it is.
We've seen the celebrations, on Best of Enemies. KG's delighted after that win over you, Doyle. He wasn't letting that slip, was he?
And why wouldn't they be, lad? They beat us for the first time in 6 years, so why wouldn't they be delighted with that? I'd be delighted if I haven't won for 75 years either, lad. I'd be made up. So I understand. But today, they done all right, yeah. They did what we want. Well, not what we wanted them to do. They did what they were expected to do, lad, which is beat a team that they're supposed to beat. Good on them. Well done, lads.
Southampton, who are probably going to be in a relegation fight this season. Fuad, any of the game that you caught, or what you making of Ten Hag? Now, it's back-to-back wins for him. Casemiro came off the bench.
Important, I think. Important win, especially if you're not playing at your best. Sometimes it's better to just get the result. I think at the stage United are at, having the first 2 games the way they started off, not just the performances, the results as well, to have the back-to-back wins. This is what Ten Hag is now going to need to kind of get his ideas across, I feel like.
Yeah.
Ronaldo not being involved as much, him trying out new systems, signing big key players like Casemiro as well, I think is going to give that lift in the dressing room that sometimes players need to kind of push on. Fred's, McTominay's. That centre mid position has been a big issue for them. So signing like Casemiro, it just gives them that kind of base and foundation they can build off now. Yeah. Eriksen, you're starting to see he's improved their midfield a little bit. Varane and Lisandro, can they get a connection going? So I said United will go through some teething issues early on, but I think Ten Hag at some point it will start to click. And even if United are not delivering at their maximum, I think you will see a better team than what we saw last year for sure.
Quite an old transfer window though, isn't it? Casemiro's 30, Eriksen's 31.
I think that's what they needed though. They wanted to bring in experienced winners to match with Ten Hag. Like, they've got to be real now. I don't want to admit this, but there is a different buzz about this manager now. There definitely is. Manchester feel different. And you can see it in the football that they're playing right now. He's finally able to implement a proper style of football, which we've seen in Ajax. And the teams...
I know they're not going to want to hear this, but I think a big part of it is just basically... I know he came on today and last week, but getting Ronaldo out of the team. He's looking to leave. I think he was causing a massive disruption.
Casemiro as one of the new signings is trying his best to keep him and stay there. Varane as well was a former teammate.
That's supposed to be the link up,
I think from a morale side of things, it's going to be tough because Ronaldo does bring unmatched experience, but then does it become toxic? Do you need to get rid of him? I think if he's willing to kind of accept the role of, all right, I'm the senior head and a backup, I think it can work well for him this year, but knowing Ronaldo's ego, that's always going to be tough.
Do you know what it reminds me of, right? Michael Jordan come out once and said, I will never coach because he doesn't have the patience for it because he's a winner. Yeah, he just wants a win straight away. He wants results straight away. That's what Ronaldo is. He's 38, twilight of his career. He wants to win stuff. He wants to have a go at that Champions League, and you can see it in what's happening in the media and whatever else. He's linked with Napoli, is it now?
Yeah.
Napoli, Sporting Lisbon. So... you need to get players like that really removed from your team so that the rest of them can show the desire.
Casemiro joked in his interview as well, wasn't it, when they asked him, don't you want Champions League football anymore? And he went, I've got 5 already. Fair play.
He's not settling, though. That winners don't settle, lad. They don't go, I've got this many already. They're like, I want more of them. You see it with Mo Salah, lad. Even when he has a bad game, he still scores. Or even when he scores a lot of goals, he still wants more, lad. He just...
And I think with, like, I know what you're saying, it's a bit of an older window, but I think Eriksen has been... at that top end of his career, I don't feel like he's fulfilled his ambitions. At Inter Milan, it didn't go really how well he planned. He's thinking maybe United as that kind of final roll of the dice. I think Casemiro, new challenge as well.
Yeah,
you can say they're definitely coming for big money as well.
I do get it. They need,
but I think they need players right now who are going to improve
they
because they've tried the Rashford, Martial, Greenwood. Let's let these youngsters grow, and it's kind of blown up in their face over the last couple of years. So I don't blame.
In the signing of Lisandro Martinez, obviously got a lot of stick in the media. Well, from fans and stuff, he's hate and whatnot, but got man of the match today.
He's brilliant.
Listen, I'm not surprised, and I said after those first 2 games, if you lot think you can count this guy out, he is a dog. I watched a lot of him at Ajax, and I wanted him at Spurs last year. His height is not going to be an issue.
About to say that, lad. What he lacks in height, he makes for in desire and hunger, lad. Like, I don't like him, but all my days, lad, playing against Liverpool, he wanted the ball always. He got it through his body in the way. He was
a little animal.
Even those aerial challenges, it's the timing of the jump as well. And I don't know if people remember a player called Ivan Cordoba for Inter Milan.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
He was similar, 5'7", 5'8". But go look at the still pictures of when it's the corner. He's the highest. Timing of the jump and aggression.
Diogo
and I'm telling you, Lisandro is one of those. Puyol, another short centre back.
Ivan Cordoba was a FIFA 10 OG, mate.
But nah, it's for me. I don't think people should discount him out. And today, another example of where I think he is kind of built for the Premier League. He's got that.
He wants it, doesn't he?
He's got that bit between the teeth, man.
And it looks like he's got an alright footballing ability as well. And that's what you need, don't you, when you're playing the Premier League?
100%.
I quite like him.
So do I. Ten Hag knows what he's doing by the sound of it.
He's one of them players as well that if he was playing for your football club, you'd love him.
Absolutely, lads. Yeah,
absolutely.
Striker, you hate playing against him, but if he's on your team, you're like, I love this
guy.
Robbo's
a little bit like that for us, lad. He's a little bit of a, he has got that shit housery in him, lad. He likes to push people.
You need one of them.
You need one of them. You hate them. You absolutely hate them. But when it's on your team, you're like,
I love this guy.
I get it.
We've got some chats coming in here. Was the one from Tyne Datum, who's a DR member. Make sure you remember that you can become a member of DR Sports. Join, you get a nice little emoji. You can get Robbie's head on there if you want to do. And you get in the chat. He says, "Hi Matty, big up the Mags. Can you ask everyone in the show to raise their hands? Their team are still unbeaten so far this season."
What?
Thank you.
Wait, I can't remember all my
Well said, mate. Well said.
Fair play.
Well said. He's a member, so I had to read that out. It's not just because you're
Fair
Newcastle
play,
fan.
lads. Yeah.
Not just because you're Newcastle fan.
No, we haven't lost yet.
Yeah, you can raise your hand, actually, bud. Isn't it? There you go.
He's done it.
My memory's foggy, man.
It's Fuad's birthday today, by the way. Should we mention that?
Well, we're going to get into it later, but happy birthday, Fuad.
Merci.
Yeah.
So
big plans tonight? Any birthday celebrations
As you get older,
tonight?
you try not to reveal the number, you know.
Yeah. 21, lad.
Guesses in the chat. How old's Fuad?
Winner gets
Get
a prize.
Get a poll going. Well, so you're saying in the chat, lots of love for Martinez as well, to be fair. And happy birthday, Fuad's are flying in as well.
Appreciate
what we're going to do now,
Appreciate
ahead of the 3 o'clock games, obviously we're only 20 minutes away, we're going to get our predictions done, actually.
Yeah.
Where's the board for the predictions? Every week we do this. Obviously the loser could be a chili up for grabs.
Where's the boards?
Where are the boards? Who's got the boards? We need the boards. And we get the producers. Get the producers to bring the boards in. Well, we'll look at the 3 p.m. kickoffs as well. We can get some team news up. We're going to look at Brentford versus Everton first. Do you want to get up Everton's lineup, mate?
Let's
I
have
know
a
you'll
little look
read
at
that out,
these.
but I'll read out Brentford's first of all. So Brentford have got in their lineup today David Raya in goal, Aaron Hickey, Jorgensen, Ben Mee, we go Henry at the back, De Silva, Norgard and Jensen in midfield, Visa and Mbuemo and Ivan Toney up front, who's on a good bit of form as well, isn't he, Toney? The Everton team.
So we've got Mr. Jordan Pickford, we've got Tarkowski in centre back with Holgate and Cody. In midfield, they're playing a 4. Yeah, 4. They've got Nathan Patterson, Amadou Onana, Alexander Iwobi and Vitaly Mikhailenko. Up front, they've got the new signing Dwight McNeil, the star boy Anthony Gordon, and their best player, in my opinion, Damari Gray.
So Anthony Gordon still starts for the Toffees, even though that 60 million bid is incoming apparently from Chelsea. Shaking your head, Fuad, it's a bit of a mad one, that, isn't it?
Madness, absolute madness. Listen, if he was called Anthony Gordini and he was from Italy, would he be worth 60 million? He'd be worth 2 million.
Yeah.
There is no chance in any world where Anthony Gordon is worth 60 million. And the thing is, I think it's the price Everton have put on him because he's an academy product.
Yeah.
Their lack of attacking talent that they've got at the minute, they're kind of hanging their hats on him. So I get it from their aspect. But for any club to actually go out and pay it, you're very foolish in my opinion.
Outpricing clubs, aren't they? They know the evaluation is probably a bit high, so they're trying to do it to keep him.
100%. Listen, you say this is my offer. If you want to pay it, pay it. It's like Declan Rice. West Ham wanted to put 150, 100 mil. You want to pay it? Pay
we
it.
went
You're more than
140
welcome.
mil. All right, and we were like,
Eventually, when it comes in, you're like, I guess they're dumb enough. We'll take it.
But that's the thing is with that. This has been rumbling on a little while, wasn't it? The bid for Gordon. If they're going to take, they should have took it.
Yeah.
Because they're going to have very little time to replace him with if they do take it sort of last minute. I know that they've put a bid in for Fofana as well, haven't they?
I'd argue right now, keeping Anthony Gordon is more important than having 60 million in the bank.
Yep.
Without a shadow of a doubt, he's an attacking outlet for him. He was the only player last season that you seen and went, he can hold his head up.
And the thing is, they've just lost Richarlison, who was their main goal threat last year. DCL's injured again. So it's like there's a lot of movement around it. You want to keep some consistency. I think Damari Gray started similarly like he did last year. If you can get Anthony Gordon kind of going as well, it can be a massive
Scouts as well, lad. You want Scouts kids to play for your team, lad. That's the same with Liverpool.
You want to keep homegrown talent.
You always want a local boy. Arsenal, all your teams want local boys. That's what is important. It brings a culture to the club and it reminds them what they're playing for. Essentially,
Dressing room, someone in the dressing room.
It's massive for me. It really is, lad.
We're going to touch on Brighton now. We've got Brighton in the 3 o'clock kickoffs as well. We've got Sanchez in goal, Veltman, Dunk, Webster in defence. March, Grosh, McAllister, Caicedo, who's been on fire so far this season, in midfield as well. And then up top, you can see it there. Leeds, on the other hand, who have Leeds got?
We've got Melier in goal. We've got Kosh. We've got Loriente in centre-back. We've got Strujic, Christiansen, Aronson in midfield with Rocha, Harrison, Adams, Daniel James, and then up front, the man on form, Mr. Rodrigo. I hope you've got him in your fantasy team because he's been fantastic, hasn't he, lad? He scored 4 goals in like how many games? 3? 4 goals in 3 games, lad?
Unbelievable.
He's absolutely took the helm, hasn't he, over from Rafinha, lad?
That Aronson looks good as well. Obviously, Jesse March is a native signing.
I'm surprised, but lad, do you know what, right? I said this in the last stream that we're doing, right? There's always like a stigma attached to American footballers and American managers and stuff. But with Jesse March now, because he's had a little bit of time to implement his own style, you're seeing it's good football. And Aronson brings high energy to his team, like, so that's what you want to see. And I'm excited for this game. This is the one I was looking forward to the most.
Not the Liverpool one.
I mean,
you're scared about that one, aren't you? As well? I'm tentative about the Liverpool one. I'll let yous, all yous can do your predictions, and I'll do mine once yous have wrapped yours up, so we can keep it flowing. I'll talk you through Liverpool's team then. Doyle, we've got Alisson in goal, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Gomez, Van Dijk and Robertson. Henderson, Fabinho, Harvey Elliott starts again, the youngster, and the front three of Mohamed Salah, Firmino and Luis Diaz.
This is the team I want to see, lad. Right, this is the midfield that I need to see. We've got 2 enforcers, Fabinho and Hendo, and then we've got the star man that can find the through balls and whatever else, and Harvey Elliott. This is the team that should win today. I can't look at this team and think they're going to lose to a Bournemouth side. No disrespect to you guys, but these need to pick up points. It's at Anfield. I can't see us losing today. I really can't. Don't quote me, because...
Flip that. Nah, surely not today.
Please,
you need that win today. Please. 4th game of the season. Would you say the title race is over if you didn't win today?
No, lads, no. Like, the same way that Arsenal fans and Man United fans shouldn't get overhyped right now without their teams is the same reason why I'm not feeling too bad about our start. When we won the league, lad, we won it with 3 losses and 4 draws. So, this happens, lad. City sometimes have a bad start every season. So, it's one of them, lads.
One of them.
Bournemouth's
team is Mark Travers in goal, Lerma, Mepem and Senesi at the back. Smith, Cook, Ryan Christie and Zamora in midfield. With Tavernier, Anthony and Big Kifamua up top. So you look at that team, like you say, at Anfield, you've got to get the job done.
There's quality in there, lad. Like, let's be real, like Bournemouth, they're up here because they played quality football last season. Yeah, but it's Anfield and it's Liverpool and you need to win. And it's our best team. If this doesn't do it, then I'll worry, okay? Then if we don't win today, I will panic.
Oh, yeah. Definitely hit the panic button. I need a marker that works, please.
Yeah, me too. Mine's not working.
I'll do this and then you can have mark.
Do you know what it is for me as well? It's not like I don't want to panic with Liverpool if we lose. It's not about the losses and the draws. It's the way we're playing football. It's the way we've been playing. It just seems lacklustre and it doesn't seem like us. That's what I'm worried about. If we were like, if we were battering teams, but it was just one of them unlucky ones where you hit the post and that and they scored a goal, that's all right. But it's not that. We've been getting bullied. Mitrovic got his got a penalty against Virgil van Dijk. It's his first ever penalties giveaway. Ever. in our team.
First time for everything, man.
I know, but it's horrible. I don't like it.
It's horrible.
I'm hating it.
Chelsea's team, then there's a big game at the Bridge today as well. You got Mendy in goal, Reece James, Thiago Silva and Chalobah as the back three. The midfield, Loftus-Cheek, Mount, Jorginho, Conor Gallagher and Cucurella, with Kai Havertz and Raheem Sterling. It's got a big game for Sterling today. He's got to start turning up in the Chelsea shit, hasn't he?
I think he scores today.
Yeah.
I just got a feeling he's gonna kick off at one point, but they're struggling a little bit for goals, aren't they, Chelsea? They need that centre forward.
They've got no striker.
Yeah, they need that centre forward, and I think they'll have one in by.
Kai Havertz not meant to be that. Was he not signed as like a European wonder kid who's a generational German talent, and he can play in the false 9, he can play in the 10?
But sometimes
I'm just asking a question because we're third year in now. We've seen one Champions League goal, and pretty much since he scored that, it's like, we can't criticise him. He's got a Champions League goal.
But sometimes it just doesn't. It doesn't work out, and when you see what they've got on the bench, they've got players that have scored goals in the past. They've got people like Pulisic, who's done well to just he's fell off a cliff, fitness a little bit. Hudson-Odoi is meant to be this wonder kid that looks like they're trying to out him out the door at the moment. Broja, who's you could argue he could play. I think he played very well for.
I don't know why they're not starting Broja.
Southampton last year. And Ziyech, who's another one that they bought for big money and expected to hit the ground running. He hasn't. They've got to get something quick. Otherwise,
they're linked
if they're stuck with what they've got, they could struggle this year.
We're going to touch on transfers very soon. Leicester coming up against Chelsea, and they've got Ward in goal, Justin, Evans, Amati and Castagna in defence, Samari, Harvey Barnes, Dewsbury Hall, Yuri Tielemans and Pryor in midfield. And up top, if we could scroll up so I could see who that was, that would be lovely. Jimmy Vardy. Who else? Still going. Signing a new contract lately, didn't he? 35 going strong. And that is all of the 3 o'clock games but Man City Palace. So we've got Man City Palace as the last 3 o'clock game. Big chunk of games today. We'll touch on Man City's team now at the Etihad. Yeah. Got Edison, Kyle Walker, Ruben Diaz, John Stones and Cancelo. De Bruyne, Rodri and Bernardo Silva as the midfield 3, with Riyad Mahrez starting alongside Haaland and Phil Foden. Not bad little lineup there for City as usual. And then Palace looking to cause another upset at the Etihad. I think they won there last season.
Yeah, I think they did, yeah.
Guaita in goal, Klein, Ward, Anderson, Gahey and Mitchell is the back 5. Jordan Ayew, Cech, Schlupp, Eze in midfield with Edward up top. So no Zaha actually for Palace today.
Yeah,
no, at least.
Kane told me that, lad, and I'm gutted about it because we all know,
does well there.
Palace always take points off City. So I'm actually really looking forward to this game because that's what usually happens with them.
Palace and Newcastle.
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it? Yeah. It's mad. But now, without their star man who scores all their goals, mate, I am a little bit worried now.
Eze's started the season really well.
Incredible lad he has. But without his mate, is he going to be able to have that outlet to score the goals that he needs to score type of thing? So I hope to do it. I really do. Man City have got Juju against them, lad, and I hope it continues.
Juju. And then the half-5 kick-off in the Premier League is Arsenal at Emirates to Fulham. Big game, that. Big game. We'll touch on that later on as well.
A little assist there for you, lads.
Oh, nice one.
So you have to predict the Arsenal versus Fulham. We won't be here.
Nah, just the 3 o'clock.
I've predicted it anyway.
I'll do it as well.
Wait, Everton are playing.
Brentford.
And Leeds are playing.
Brighton.
It's alright to touch on it though. I think we should touch on the Arsenal game. They've been playing fantastic football, haven't they, at the start of the season?
Going to win the league according to KSI.
Yeah, that's a bit mad. I don't think they're going to win the league, but they are playing the best attacking football so far in the league without a shadow of a doubt. It's been a joy to watch, but you're only playing bottom half teams.
I get a lot of hate from Arsenal fans on this channel. I do. I get a lot of haters. I know there's a lot of them as well. Don't be offended by my opinion. My opinion doesn't mean it's the truth, or I think that. But that's what I think is going to happen. I'm not trying to hate on anyone. I'm not trying to do anything like that. But they do get carried away, don't they?
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah, and I get it. It's the same way that Man United fans are getting made up right now. When your team's been in the mud for so long and it has a little bit of success, it's going to make you like this. I would be the same as a Liverpool supporter. I'd probably be the same. I'd be like, we're going to win the league, lad. But it's just one of them. There's 35 games to go. 35 of them. Over 3,000 minutes of football to play. And there's no doubt about it. In that time, Arsenal will lose a game or two.
All I'll say is enjoy your moments.
Exactly.
Enjoy your moments. Celebrate your first 3
Enjoy
wins.
it.
Celebrate those pre-seasons as if it's a Champions League final. But when other teams are having their moments, don't start giving it the what a trophy for Spurs or fucking West Ham Europa League. Is that it? It's so Arsenal fans are always quick to dish it out. That's why I think he's entitled to kind of ask a question. Hey, calm down.
Yeah.
It is only 3 games
Like
into
I said,
the season.
it's the same way I'm not bothered about our 3 games. It's the same way they shouldn't get too excited about
But
this.
definitely signs of progress.
Enjoy it though.
Definitely
Yeah, damn
enjoy
right.
it. Signs of progress. I think when you're seeing your new man Jesus as well come in and do
Boss,
what he's
any
doing,
lads. How
But
boss
there-
has he been?
as I said,
you can
right,
get carried away.
Yeah.
there are points in the season where they will come unstuck, and that's traditionally is where Arsenal start to falter. It's the sticky parts of the season. You know?
January.
So it's all brilliant when it's all going well and everything's the sun's shining still and everyone's enjoying themselves and out in the pubs and all that. When it gets to the nitty gritty of it, that's when they start to falter. We'll start judge these people in the winter.
This is why Man United are getting so much high praise right now, because they've just sort of pulled themselves out of the mud a little bit by beating us, then going on to get this gritty game against Southampton. It was only 1-0, but that's what you need to do. You have to win. It's all about 3 points, and that's what they've got. And they've pulled themselves out of a sticky patch of the season already.
I mean, we've got stick from them this season with 3 games without a win. They was in exactly the same position last season.
Yeah.
Exactly the same.
Yeah.
Got a laser gaming. Arsenal going for the Invincibles this season.
Oh,
There we
Your
go.
point, Nicky.
There we go.
That's the thing. I
Point in
like
case.
that. Let them get carried away, but just when we hold them to their word at the end of the season, come again. I just hope they remember their tweets and all their messages,
Yeah,
and
we'll
their excitement
Get it in.
when the inevitable happens. Because remember last year, top 4 was nailed on, and then the golden week of Palace, Newcastle, Spurs.
okay.
Okay, well, Fred, you can settle there because it's time for a bit of a celebration, mate. Birthday time for you.
Sing happy birthday for them, lads.
Birthday
to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Fuad. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, bro.
Nice one.
Big up,
Oh,
bro. Happy
appreciate it,
birthday,
boys.
man. Happy birthday, bro. Ooh, you went again. Yeah, that's classed as the clip of him.
Hey, that's health and safety.
Jesus!
That was the fire hazard where the
My
candle was still going. Mate, I tell you what.
Happy birthday, lad.
Hey,
Alright.
nice one, boys. Nice
I hope
one.
your eardrum's
Appreciate it,
okay
man.
after that, lads.
Nah, I'm thinking my fucking other one's going to be done.
They was brought in for the Man United beating Liverpool the other night, but
Yeah.
There we are, then. Good stuff.
Unbelievable.
Now, I did ask the producers to hoist some chilli in there for you, mate, so hopefully that tastes
mate.
alright, mate.
Done
You know
me
what
a
I mean?
favour.
We had the chilli forfeit last week, so hopefully you've got it again this week.
In the cake.
In the cake for Fuad.
Wow, they got some smell to them, them poppers, don't they?
yeah,
lad?
they're nice, aren't
I
they?
know.
Jesus.
Smells like an ashtray.
I've got to
Yeah.
sorry, I'm just trying to clear this table off. I do apologise.
All the excitement's we've got to steady up ourselves now.
I'm not even sure where that's from.
When's kick-off now? So we got 5 minutes until
We've
kick-off.
only got 5 minutes or so before we kick off. Before we do get into the 3 o'clock kickoffs, then let's talk Champions League draw.
Not interested.
Champions League draw's done. Neither am I, mate, but we've got to be done. Do you know what I mean? We'll start in Group A with yourselves.
Yep.
Ajax, Liverpool, Napoli, and Rangers.
I love this group, lad. I absolutely. The only one I don't want to really play is Napoli because we've got them again for the 58th time, lad. For some reason, we just draw this team all the time, lad. And I hate playing against them because they are the Chelsea of Italy. They just set up to not play football, like so.
Anti-football.
It's horrible, lads. But they're a good side, and that's why I don't like them either because they make it hard for us. But Ajax. I'm coming to your
bet
city,
you are.
okay? I'm coming to Amsterdam, away fixture. This is like what Scousers dream of, lad. And also Rangers. This is like, honestly,
That's a
this is
nice
draw.
how
That's a good
good
draw.
is this
It's a great
group?
group, that
As
actually.
a
Good
neutral,
draw.
I'd
Great
love
group.
to know what you think about our group because I am really excited about it. I think it's one of the best groups in it. It's not the best teams. It's one of the best groups. Exciting football, attacking football. It's going to be great, this. It really is.
I want to see a vlog of you in AGT in Amsterdam.
Oh, you will do,
We're
lads.
having a good time there. won't we?
I don't know how we'll be looking, but we'll definitely be there.
Group B, we've got Porto, Atletico Madrid, Leverkusen, and Club Brugge. We can Shift on from that.
Yeah.
This is a decent group. Group C, Bayern, Barcelona, Inter, and Victoria Pleasant.
Boss.
So we
It's
can
a good group, that, yeah.
There.
That Victoria team must have been looking at that like...
Group of death for Victoria. It's a write-off for Victoria. Obviously, we've got Bayern, Barca, where you've got Lewandowski and Miller going
It's
back.
going to be
against
nice,
each
that,
other.
isn't it? It's going to be boss to
Good
see
moment,
Lewandowski
that.
going back to Bayern Munich.
Good moment, that.
Also, I'm as a Liverpool supporter, I'm really intrigued to see how Matty does in the Champions League for Bayern. That's going to be a
Well,
nice
he
and
started
exciting
strong.
one.
Lewandowski
Bundesliga,
derby as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to be boss, lad. I'm looking
Started
forward
strong
to
in
that. Ooh,
Bundesliga.
piece of cake, lad.
Oh, aye. And then Group D, Fuad, Eintracht Frankfurt, Sporting Lisbon, and Marseille.
Couldn't have dreamed for a better.
Easy
couldn't have,
peasy,
like,
lad.
you couldn't have, like.
Honestly.
Good luck in
Listen,
Frankfurt, believe.
Trust me.
Good
I
luck.
saw the atmosphere last year, but
The
home and
atmosphere.
away.
Don't worry about the
Listen,
atmosphere.
Same with Marseille, lad. Marseille's got an
they've lost a
atmosphere
few
to it.
players, so I'm hoping we can get them. Marseille, that is Saint 92, man. I
Nah,
reckon
it's not, but they still got that support, bro, and they still
Yes,
got
the
Demi Payet
velodrome.
as well. And Demi Payet is one of my
the
favourite
way I see it
footballers.
is Conte doesn't have the greatest record in the Champions League, and we couldn't have dreamed for a better draw in my eyes. So we have to do everything in our power to finish top of this group. For me, it's up to us to not finish at the top of this group. It's there for us to take. So
Yep.
I'll be very shocked if we don't, let alone not qualify. So for me, I think of all the groups, if you look at them, that kind of looks like the most Europa League semi-final.
It really does, to be fair. It
Small
really
team,
does.
Marseille,
Frankfurt,
Tottenham,
Marseille.
Frankfurt. That's a Europa semi right there.
And then Group E sees the other side of London, Chelsea involved with AC Milan, Salzburg, and Dinamo Zagreb. Pretty decent group for Chelsea, that.
Yeah.
Really, that.
Italian champions. It wasn't easy for us last season, and we were on fire last season. So I'm intrigued to see what this game's going to be like.
On their way
AC Milan,
back up,
Chelsea.
Milan.
Yeah,
Yeah, they are.
100%.
Yeah.
It's nice to see, innit? It is
Yeah,
nice.
I
Yeah,
like
it is.
it.
Giant, yeah.
Both of them
back
are
in the
actually
They
on the way
was
back
the,
up.
they was the ones when I was a kid. They was the ones.
Yeah,
mate.
they had Ronaldinho
Maldini,
and Seedorf
Nesta.
and
Yeah.
Dida and Cafu, lad. And
Gattuso.
Maldini's,
Shevchenko.
Nestas. These are naughty
Proper
players,
team.
lad. Yeah?
Proper
Naughty.
team.
Crespo.
Crespo, aye.
that didn't overdo that.
Yeah, that's exactly what flashed through me, man. Then,
Left
lad.
foot.
We
Yeah.
won that one, though. Didn't we, lad, say? We won that one, then.
Group F, we've got Real Madrid, Leipzig, Shakhtar, and Celtic. Celtic got much of a chance getting out of that group
Nope.
for you? Definitely not.
Definitely not.
So RB Leipzig,
Shakhtar and
Celtic.
Leipzig.
No.
They need some big
Possibility.
performances,
I
like,
don't know.
but
Shakhtar aren't even playing at home these days, so
Yeah, it might be tough for
don't
them.
know.
That's
actually.
that's
It
the
might
only.
be tough for them.
But I don't think they'll beat Leipzig. Either,
Leipzig should have it. Werner,
Yeah.
back in the Champions League, back in Germany. And then Man City in Group G. Sevilla, Dortmund, Copenhagen. Got all in Haaland heading back to
Man
Dortmund
City
already.
always get the cold balls. They
Yeah.
always get
Somehow,
the
don't they?
easy draw,
Somehow,
easy
yeah.
round.
Somehow.
Everybody's still pretending that Dortmund are somehow still good. No, they're not.
Yeah,
Sevilla,
yeah.
no, they're not
Just
good
gives Jude,
either.
lads. Just gives Jude.
It's-
You got to give it to Dortmund. They signed Haller as their replacement,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
something very unfortunate has happened to him. He's got testicular cancer.
Oh,
Testicular
wow.
cancer. So he's going to be out for the foreseeable.
The season.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Horrible.
they're in a bit of trouble.
So when it's Dortmund, one of them teams as well, like it must be hard being a Dortmund fan, right? Because all their players, best players, get bought by Bayern Munich for one, or another team outside of Europe, mostly Bayern Munich, and they consistently find talent over and over
Over
and
again.
over,
Yeah. I
and
think
they give all
that's-
these youngsters tries. And
it
and
would
it's
be it would
exciting
be
for them.
frustrating if they weren't finding that talent. I would say. So if you're
Yeah.
constantly getting a player and then selling him, but the fact that I feel like they've almost got this perfect system of all right, Haaland's going, Karim Adeyemi coming.
Yeah.
So it's like Isak goes, we get Haaland in. Barrios goes, we get Lewandowski in. They've always got
Got
the next
youngsters,
one.
lads,
ready.
yeah.
So I'm
Revolving
like,
door, haven't they?
yeah.
Jude
Scouting
Bellingham,
system's
lad. The
unbelievable.
fact that they
Clubs.
bought Jude Bellingham from Birmingham, lad. They went, get him, lads. He's sick him.
And that's the thing. Even Joel Bino Gittins, I think it is this year, he's the next Sancho, apparently, that they've got. English kid.
Yeah.
No one in England has spoken a word, but now that he's playing for Dortmund, he'll be the noise of the town.
They've
So
opened a little passage there to England, haven't they?
Yeah.
100%.
It's
Yeah.
brilliant.
that's why I remember after they did the Sancho move, I remember Bayern tried to copy them and went all out for Hudson-Odoi in January, and I was like, look, this is what good clubs do. They set the trends and set. I remember even like 10 or 15 years ago, you couldn't play a team with an average age of like 20, 21.
No, it just
When
didn't exist.
Dortmund started winning back-to-back league titles and got to a Champions League semi-final with a team of an average age like 23, everyone's like, oh. I know Arsene Wenger, of course, love to do it, but getting to those kind of Champions League finals and doing it, Dortmund were one of the first teams in my eyes.
When you see the youngsters that do come through there, it's a perfect place to go and play your football
It's like a
because
playground.
they're always in the Champions League. They're always up in there the top of the league, so they're learning their craft there, and they're not going to hold them back. As soon as someone, a big club, come in with a decent offer, they go, yeah, you can go.
It's a great place to play as well, isn't it? I mean, you look at the fans, the stadium.
Yeah.
It's a great place to play.
Which leans even more into though when a young player is considering his options, and it's like, do I go to United and get the big money move, or do I go to a club where the atmosphere is good? I'm going to play, and you know what? They're not going to hold me back when the big move does come.
When the big move
comes,
I think that's the turning point with them, because that's their model.
Isn't that why Haaland even chose Dortmund over United when Oli was there?
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, I think it was.
Now, lads. 3 o'clock now,
3
lads.
o'clock.
There we go.
So the kickoffs are on the way in the Premier League. There's already a few in Germany that we'll touch on as well. And don't forget, we'll have all the scores from in and around the Football League as well, as we touch on the last group in the Champions League, which is Group H. PSG, Juventus, Benfica and Maccabi Haifa. So PSG, can they do it this year? Finally break the curse, what the owners want? Still not good enough for you? Neymar's been on fire so far this season.
It's not that. They've got some of the best talent in the world, but they're made up with a load of Sunday League footballers. And I mean that with the greatest of respect. Some of them just are not good enough to win the Champions League. They're just not. Until they have a team like the likes of City, I don't think they're going to go... They'll get there or thereabouts, but I don't think they'll ever win it.
I think this is probably their best balanced
Me
team,
too.
I would say.
I was about to say that,
especially with the new coach that's come in as well. I think
playing
he's
brilliant,
given them a little
Nicky.
bit of a system and structure to say, because I think Poch was almost trying to put them in a rigid formation when these are a lot of them are free-flowing players, like the Neymar, the Messis, the Mbappes. They have specific roles they want to play. I think this coach understood it better. I genuinely think he will get them playing better. Will they win it? I don't think so. Maybe not this year.
Until Mbappe starts getting...
Yeah, I think there's a little bit of frostiness going on at the moment with him and Neymar as well.
running the club.
It's madness. It's madness.
the club.
The fact that he's chosen to stay on these 2 years, I feel like they have to within these next years, because that's the only time they're going to have this historical front.
He's going
three,
to leave, otherwise,
He's either going to leave or Messi's going to go back to Barca.
Go next year, won't he? Yeah, I think so. Which English club has the best draw? Which English club has the best chance of winning it?
Spurs and City?
Spurs have got the best draw. City have got the best chance.
Yeah. That's it. And we got to the final. We've been to 3 finals in the last 4 years. We've been incredible. But the start of our season, I can't rightly say that we're going to be in the Champions League final after the way we've started, so I won't.
What if you keep on drawing games, don't pick up enough points, then you focus on the Champions League?
And we've got to be honest, like Liverpool are a cup team. That's what we are. We're not a league team. We have been in 30 years ago, but traditionally since then we've been a cup team and we've won the best of them. So I don't think we're going to bow down. I don't think it's just going to be easy to beat us. But I can't say that we're going to get to the final this time. I don't know. I really don't know with the Liverpool at the moment, mate.
And Fuad, if you had to pick someone to be top goal scorer in the Champions League this season, who are you going for?
I'm going to say Mbappe, me.
Do you know what? Nah, I'm going Haaland.
Yeah.
It's all about group stage.
This is what he was signed for. I think in that group stage, he can go and stat pad very healthily to start it off as well. Playing against Dortmund, he'll definitely bag a couple and do a little funny celebration. But yeah, I'm backing Haaland. I think this is going to be his year to kind of take over. Premier League, I said the pressure won't be there on him. Champions.
Yes! Fucking yes! We scored the first goal for oh my god, it's been how many? 7 times 90, yeah. We haven't scored the first goal in 7 matches. Please don't be taken away from us and mad like that. Just give the goal. Oh, thank fuck for that.
Don't be taken away from.
Oh,
Early.
Diaz within 3 minutes.
Get in! I made up with that.
Start.
He's been our bright light in our team recently. He really
was
has.
good the other night.
For me, no,
Even against Man United,
well.
he was good. Yeah. He's yes. So happy with that. No, it's only I get it. Yeah.
This is what he needs, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
To find that end product in his game, because he's someone who I think has all the makeup.
Boss to
leading up
watch,
to the
innit?
goal.
Fancy team, baby.
The dribbling, the
St.
footwork.
Maximum, lads. Like that, he's like that player. He's just exciting to watch.
Literally.
Brilliant. Someone said, why is he in the Ballon d'Or?
What he was doing for Porto in the first half of the season to help them win the title, and in the second half of the season, if I'm not mistaken, he was one of the signings of the season and scored the Champions League semi-final goal to get them to the final.
Yep.
Do your homeworks, lads.
Won the FA Cup, won the Community Shield, won the League Cup.
Come on.
Top goal scorer for Colombia.
Yeah.
Like he
deserved his Ballon d'Or nomination. I know it was one of those things a lot of people only found out about him in January. So it's like, he only appeared on my radar 6 months ago. Who is he? No. Do your homework.
He scored against City. That's all right. When I first seen him, when he scored against City in the Champions League.
In the Champions League, wasn't it?
I like this. Anyone scores against City, beautiful. So I'm talking to you, Palace, today, Eze. Come on, lads. Do what you did against us.
I'm telling you, that's what a lot of players make their names, is when they play them big games on Monday Night Football and they pack a big team in, everyone's like, oh, Trossard don't look bad all of a sudden. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, it always has. And I said it. I'm sure players know it. When there's like a big game on TV, they're like, yo,
putting their aftershave.
Girls are going to be watching tonight. You know what I mean? Like,
Maxman did that last week. Maxman did that last week against Manchester City, Sunday.
Facts.
Mate, I watched him at Brighton the week before. He was horrendous.
He knows
barely
it's going to be on
touched the ball.
TV.
He didn't create any chances. He didn't do a single thing. And then on Sunday, he looked like one of the best players.
Palace has scored.
No, yes! Come on, the Reds! Yes! Oh my God! I just said that 2 seconds ago.
Well, what a
if this is
start.
Eze now, yeah. If this is Eze,
It's got to be Eze because Zaha's not playing.
John Stones, own goal.
John Stones?
yeah. Yes! Is right, Stonesy kid.
Stonesy.
Get in. This is the best 5 minutes of my life.
I nearly killed myself.
Yes, lad!
Wow, what a
See,
start
this is
for
how
you.
quickly I see. Like, don't get me wrong, this might not end like this, right? But this is how quickly football can change. This is the game, lad. This is why we love it. This is why, lads. Yes, Kane, lad, get in. Yes, Patty V, lad. We love you in Liverpool now, bro. Come on,
long way to
come
go.
on.
And that for you, does it, Doyle?
Yes. Oh, I made up here, you know.
Wow. What a start. 1-0 Liverpool, 1-0 Palace.
Get in.
Everything else 0-0 so far in the Premier League. Back on Champions League topics. The goal scorer, what did you say again? Haaland?
Haaland.
We've got a lot of-
2-0 Liverpool!
Oh my days!
I'm going home, lads. I'm getting off, lad. I'm going to have to, aren't I, lad?
Elliott.
This is mad. Hey, get me here for every Saturday kick-off, please, because there must be something in the air.
And get rid of EGT.
If I see Palace 2-0 now as well, I really will go home. Because I might throw up or something like
Harvey Elliott.
Harvey Elliott, get in! Yes!
Big moment for him there.
First 10 minutes, this is what we need to be doing, lad. Coming, blowing teams away.
Blitzkrieg.
Yes!
I thought they was going to blow them away this week. I just had a feeling.
The relief I feel right now, lads, I'm not joking. It's been 7 matches since we've scored the first goal, and now we scored 2 in 10 minutes.
Well, on the back of last week's topic on the Saturday Football Show, overused commentator phrases. Could be a cricket score, this one.
Could be a cricket score this one.
Cricket score, you know what I mean?
I hope so, Matty, lads. Yes!
Got to stop the rot now.
Shout out to him again, the DR Sports member there. He's got the Don Robbie emoji in the
I
chat
want
as
a
well.
Don Robbie emoji. How'd you get that?
You got to become a member.
Oh,
Got to become a
I'm
member.
getting on it then.
So get on it. Join for all sorts of perks, benefits on DR Sports. You can click the join button and become a member. Just like 10 dating there. Liverpool are just 2 points behind Man City. Title challenge back on, Doyle.
What are you saying?
Yeah?
What are you saying, the firm? Hey, I mean, it's not going to end like this, so I don't want to be clipped at the end of
I
this
you
game.
never know,
with me.
mate. Yours
But
is looking good.
Right now, how good's this, the firm? Hey, isn't this boss? All Liverpool fans watching now. How good is this? This is brilliant.
It's
Love
your
it.
birthday. You got to cut it, man.
Come on, man. You're making me work on my birthday.
I mean, double work now, lad.
You wait till I get you twerking.
go.
That'd be-
Here we go. Cakes all round.
Yeah, you
cakes
might as well
all
just
round.
pass them down the line. Oh, it's a nice big one, that
that's a
Fuad,
chucky
lads.
one, that,
Thank
son.
you there.
Chucky one, that, son.
And I think I'll take
that one
in straight
as
away
well.
after we just scored 2 goals and City
Fuck
scored.
yeah.
Mate. Thanks, man.
I've lost my fork, though.
There's another.
Oh boy.
There's a fork here.
There's a spare
Nice one
bit
for the
there,
fork there, lad. Thank
I'm
you.
just going to dip my face in it, so...
Tastes better, that, lad. I'm all right with that.
They're generous bits you're giving out there, man.
Come on, man.
Don't want
Well,
to take
it
none
is,
home
eh?
to your mum on that one? No?
Come on, man. We don't.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
My mum's away on holiday. I've already paid for that.
Happy days.
No, so
I've just seen a text come up on my phone, and one of my mates said, "Oh my days, what a finish by Harvey Elliott." So
Yeah.
this goal is supposed to be really good. We will see.
I think 2 of the better players this season, Elliott and
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, definitely.
Bright sparks in
Diaz,
our team.
yeah.
Absolutely. Good on them. Harvey Elliott, mate, he's only, how old is he? 2019, something like that. Brilliant little player.
Yeah, yeah.
Him and
Good to see him
Carvalho.
bounce back as well after that horrific injury as well, isn't it?
That was
Taking his chance
horrible
this
last
season,
season,
hopefully.
seeing that lad. It was
Yeah.
awful.
There's a goal in the Championship if you're interested. Blackpool are in front against Bristol City. Josh Bowler scored there in the 7th minute. There's a lot of... They like showing the German league on this one,
They
don't
do, they do. German kick-offs is
Union Berlin,
2:30
lads.
as well, isn't it?
I love you. Do you know what? I like Union Berlin. Yeah, I've got a best friend, Shadi, if you're watching, lad. He's from Berlin. And Union Berlin, I've just got a little soft spot for them because they come up a few seasons ago. And they've done so well for themselves, you know, in the German league. They actually have.
They've overtaken Hertha Berlin in like 2 years.
That is the team in Berlin now, lads. It's
There was
brilliant
only
to
one
see.
team in Berlin out of nowhere. Union just came out. And,
Just went,
Alright.
hey, this is my city now, bruv. Okay.
I don't know what accent that was. I don't know where
I don't know
Yeah.
either, lad, but it just
Maybe
went. I went with it.
No, we're
It
near
was-
Berlin.
It was supposed to be German, and I said bruv in it as well, lad. So there you go, lad.
First Premier League goal, Harvey, isn't it? Apparently.
This season.
No.
No, ever.
Ever in his life.
Do you know what's mad? Because I've seen him score plenty of goals for us. Like, that's pretty mad. That's that.
Not in the Premier League, you haven't.
Do you know about stat? Virgil van Dijk's never lost at Anfield.
Got a super,
Really?
got a
Premier
super
League.
chat here.
Oh,
Shout out
so
Ash
you
for the
missed
super
that whole
chat. Put some respect on Palace and Vieira. Brilliant. And then he's followed it up with a why can't Pep beat Palace? Well, we mentioned it before the game, didn't we?
Yeah.
Bogey team for Pep City, isn't it?
It
Crystal
happens,
Palace.
lad. It happens. It's a
as
real,
well.
real thing. Like, people don't understand. Like, these footballers are exceptional. They all are in this league. They're incredible and they have great mentality. But sometimes they are human. And that's what happens. That's why you see this stuff. It's the same reason why you see Liverpool draw, lose. Because our mentality wasn't there, like, because we lacked confidence. And when you go into a game like this, where you consistently have drop points against the team, in the back of your mind, you always have that, we drop points against these. I've got to watch the way I pass the ball. I've got to watch the way I kick the ball. I've got to watch the way I take this touch. It's all a bit too scary. Does that make sense? And it really does affect. That's why the best teams have the best mentalities. Not always the best players. It's the best mentality. And that's why Manchester United beat Liverpool last week, because they had a better mentality than Liverpool in that game. It's massive. Mentality is the biggest attribute you can have as a footballer. It really is.
And like Ash says, put some respect on Patrick Vieira's name. Fuad, and I know you won't want to do that much being Spurs and Arsenal, but you have to as a coach, don't you?
I've got a lot of time for Vieira, man. Listen,
You was talking about it before, weren't you?
I'm not one of those, just because he played for Arsenal. Nah, listen, Vieira's doing his thing at Palace, and I think last season when he came in, it was kind of like, what is he going to kind of get this team playing? Because you got to remember, they were under Roy Hodgson for years.
Roy Ball.
Seasoned team. Old experienced guys played direct football, and I think Zaha was very frustrated with that. And last season we saw a little bit of tweaks here and there, and I think this season he's done a lot more of that.
Can you see
Where over the
Vieira
summer-
ending up at Arsenal
Yes,
or another big club?
I've said this job for me is the perfect audition you can do for Arsenal.
I agree.
Where there's not really an expectation for Palace to ever push to Europe.
Yeah.
It's just survive relegation, keep us playing good football. Can you build this team into a new identity than to what it was under Roy Hodgson? He's done that tenfold. Zaha's now all of a sudden getting into the goals, which I
14
think is
last
what he's
season.
wanted. Yeah,
14 goals.
his highest ever. Started the season yesterday. Last week got 2, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
He's
Penalty to
Penalty at
Chelsea.
Ooh.
Maybe jump
Chance
that
for,
one.
chance for Chelsea open the scoring at the bridge at home to Leicester.
Who's taking it?
Oh, we have it, probably.
Havertz, lad.
He needs it.
He
Just waiting to
lad.
see
Get
if
your
this
confidence
goes
up, mate.
in. We'll get back onto the Vieira chat in a minute. Let's just see if Chelsea can kickstart their season after that 3-0 defeat of Leeds last week.
They're going to suffer Leicester this season, mate, in my
I
opinion.
think they are as well,
really
big
are.
time. Big time.
Especially now, Schmeichel's gone. They're looking on exiting. Do you know what? By the way, I'd take Tielemans for Liverpool. Absolutely, I'll take him.
You should now.
Absolutely, I would.
I think
Your
a lot
midfield.
of players would.
25 mil,
A lot
lad.
of teams
Just
would.
come in, lads. I'd absolutely take him as a rotational player. As long as he's happy to do that and play for a big club, brother, come along.
He's been linked to Arsenal for so long, hasn't he? And he's
Yeah.
still there at Leicester.
Arsenal trying to get a
Do you think
cheap.
there could be outside chances to go down Leicester?
Yes, I really do.
Yes, 100%.
Danny Ward, right? He
100%.
played for Liverpool and he was a good, like, little
VAR
prospect.
review on this penalty, by the way, so
But
we'll come back to that.
Schmeichel was proven, lad, and he was brilliant for
Yeah.
Leicester. He really was, and he was not just a good goalkeeper, but a leader in that team.
Voices in the change room.
Yeah, it's massive. And like I was just talking about mentality, that's part of it. If you haven't got your star goalkeeper, you start to question yourself, and you've seen it in this team. They've got good players.
I
Far
remember,
from
I
it.
remember
Great players.
Crouchy said that on his podcast as well when he was part of the Stoke team. He said when all it took was 2 or 3 voices in the
Yeah.
dressing room over the summer to leave. I think it was like Jonathan Walters, certain figures anyway. And he said, I knew at the start of that year we were going down because you could just see the
No penalty.
discipline.
No penalty.
No
everything
penalty.
is offside in the build-up.
VAR.
So, lad, it's the same reason why Liverpool kept hold of Alberto Moreno and
Yeah.
Dejan Lovren for a long time, because the pair of them had such energy in the dressing room that we were like, you know what, these are good for the lads. Dejan's best mates with Mo Salah. Might as well keep them around for as long as we can, basically, to build the mood and the morale
Yeah.
in the team. And it works. You need.
You need character.
I think we're suffering a little bit from that this season. We lost Mark Noble. Mark Noble hasn't played for us for the last 2 years, but behind the scenes, he was always that guy. I mean, there's a documentary on the West Ham YouTube
I've seen
channel,
this.
which is it shows you how important he is. He beds everyone in. He introduces everyone to everyone. He makes sure the group's sort of tight knit, and things like that are as important as what's going on the pitch. You know, someone tying that all together. And when you look at our start to the season, we've had our leaders missing. Dawson's been missing. Ogbonna's been missing. They're big voices on the pitch.
It's massive.
Yeah, huge voices. You know, I love Declan Rice. I think Declan Rice is a fantastic player. But I think heaping the captaincy on him that young is a
Can't
little
do it
bit.
all alone.
Yeah, it's a little bit. I see that. I see us do that to Joe Cole when we went down, and it hampered his game.
Yeah.
It hampered his game. So yeah.
And when you look at Leicester as well, dressing room, it looks like they're going to lose for Fofana at Chelsea.
Which
One of their
is-
star
he's
players, massive
quality.
money.
They could be losing their whole spine if you look at it.
Why
They
are
could have
Chelsea
lost
doing this, by the
Maddison
way?
if they would have took the money from Newcastle.
Madison, they could still last minute lose him. I don't know.
Yeah,
The
they
club
could.
fees
Yeah.
are coming
Tielemans,
through
Maddison
there.
and
Tielemans,
Fofana.
That could be a
Maddison,
deadline day special, that like.
And Schmeichel
Madison.
in the same. That
Fofana. That's literally your entire span, and then the only one remaining is the 35-year-old Vardy at
Yeah.
the top of that.
Mad.
It's looking sad for them. I don't think they will go down, but I do think this is going to be a season where everybody realizes now Palace are not doing the thing where they're trying to catch up to the big six anymore.
It's gonna-
They're far off that.
we were talking about this on a stream last time for Leicester. I just don't know what their aim is anymore. They just went from winning FA Cup, winning
They've
the league,
peaked.
being boss. Yeah, they've peaked. So I don't know what the next step is for these group of players that we just talked about. These fantastically talented footballers that want to win things. They're not looking at Leicester going, if I stay here, I'll win cups.
Because
They're
you know
not-
what it is?
they've got no
Leicester are
vision.
going through that thing that we went through for years where on a modest budget, you will get to a certain level.
Yeah.
But in order to push that next level, you have to be willing to spend a bit of what you call dumb money.
Yeah.
Whether it's us wasting money on Ndombele, you have to take those big gambles. Big clubs, what they can do is every summer they take those gambles. I'm going to make a big money signing. He's either going to make the difference or next summer we'll go again and get another
Yeah.
one.
Especially
With
Chelsea.
us, we're just starting to do that.
Especially Chelsea.
Yes, Chelsea, City, Liverpool even.
Liverpool, do you know what? I think this is our first season where we really took a big punt on a risky player
Yes.
with Nunes. I think before that, we were quite self-assured about who we were going to get, what they're going to bring to the
You've done
team,
your
and
due
how much money we're going
diligence.
to spend.
Yeah.
Like Jude Bellingham, he will be a Liverpool player. In my opinion, he will be. At some point, he will be a Liverpool player.
I think he will.
There's for me, I feel like Liverpool fans are just too confident around that situation.
We might be.
I don't know.
We might be, and I might be being too confident. All the stuff I've read in the media tells me, yeah, he's going to come to Liverpool. He loves Liverpool. Gerrard's his favourite player. He's young. He likes Klopp. He likes all of this stuff, yeah.
Okay.
But, you know, you never know with players. Like, someone might come in, like Real Madrid, and just go, here's £1 million a week, lad. Do you know what I mean? So you can't really tell. But that's the usual signings that Liverpool do. I would have thought that we got Jude Bellingham this season rather than Nunes. So it's one of them.
Question from the producer there: will he come even though Liverpool are on the decline? Dan?
On the
Are you trying to
decline,
keep
I
your
wouldn't
stuff
say
together?
decline.
2 points off Man City as it stands.
We're 2-0 against Bournemouth right now, lads. Okay. We're not on the decline. What are you talking about, lad? We just got to the Champions League final last season. Who's in the decline when you go to... You mad? What are you talking about, lad? Hey, Jude Bellingham will be the regen, lad. That's what he'll be with Carvalho and Elliott and Diaz, who's only young, by the way. And so is Nunes. We are starting a new rebuild mid success. That's what good teams do. They don't rebuild after they've had all the
Can't
success
as
and
well.
everything's fell apart. They rebuild mid-success, and that's what we're doing right now. We've still got experienced players, but we're bringing in young ones. And I have no doubt in my mind whatsoever that even if Jude Bellingham doesn't come to Liverpool and he plays in the Premier League, he will be a fantastic footballer.
Now,
No doubt.
Klopp wanted to wait until next year, didn't he, for a midfielder? But he's came out today and said that
Yeah.
they're going to have to push the button this week, maybe. Who do you
And-
think that'll be then?
Like I said, I wouldn't mind like someone like Tielemans. I don't actually know who it's going to be. Like Klopp,
Neves,
it might be. No, Neves has gone. Neves from Wolves.
Ruben Neves.
Yeah, I mean, he's a great great experienced player, and I actually love watching him play football. He scores loads of goals outside the box, all that type of stuff. But I don't know if it's exactly what Liverpool need right now. He might be able to create some chances for us, but we need a player that plays every game and can run all day, every day.
You can't do that.
No, exactly, and that's what Liverpool need, because that's what unfortunately we have the depth. It's there for us, but we get injury-prone players. I've said this over and over. We have Thiago, Hendo, Fabinho, Elliott, Carvalho, like Keita. There's so many good football players in that list that I've just reeled out, but every
Oxlade.
single one of them, even Ox, lad. Ox is injury-prone, like. Even if he could just consistently play, he'd be a better player, lad. That's what the best players play consistently, and we just don't have that in our team right now. So that's why we need a young lad like Jude Bellingham who can just play and play and play for the next 5 years.
Now, all summer long, Frankie de Jong has been linked to Manchester United. He didn't want to go, never wanted to go. Now he's linked to Liverpool. Take
That's
him.
what he's waiting for.
Who did you say then?
Frankie de
De
Jong.
Jong.
To Liverpool.
Arsenal. Had massive
Frankie
rumours
de
today.
Jong to Liverpool.
Massive rumours today.
I'd take him.
The whole chat's talking about it, Doyle. The whole chat.
That's the player I'm talking about, lads. That's
Perfect
the yeah.
timing.
That's you looked at me then, lad, and I was like,
You know that
the synergy, lad, was
that
there then.
number 8.
Yeah.
He can dribble with the ball. He's got the graft about him as well. Honestly,
Can put a through ball through. He
yeah.
knows how to play with attacking
I think
footballers.
for what you
Imagine
lot are
that,
Knows
looking
what
yeah.
the shape of the
what
game
you lot are
is.
looking for right now, perfect player.
He would be brilliant, him, actually, you know. I really like that. That's a great signing for us.
Boss
How much
will
are we
be
chatting
happy.
for him now? Like,
50 to 60 there.
happy days, lads. Yeah, I guess
Nothing this day and
no
age.
problem, lads.
Yeah.
Take 50 mil there. Barcelona are happy. All that, yeah, do that.
What was your feeling on Mateus Nunes when that got announced? to
He was
Wolves? 'Cause
brilliant.
he
Him.
was-
I was thinking this is exciting.
Similarly, like Bellingham, every Liverpool fan for this summer, it was Nunes is at the top of the board. And then, lo and behold, 24 hours later, Wolves show.
And that's football, isn't it, lad? That's it. That's it. You
Mad.
can never nail it on, can you? You
Mad,
can't.
yeah.
And with the Portuguese connection in Wolves, it makes a whole lot of sense, doesn't it? Like, he's going to go in and go and be with his compadres, lad.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you? You come to a new country, you want to be with your mates, don't you,
They
lad?
played us with a midfield and forward line entirely Portuguese.
Yeah, it's Portuguese. We all know it's Portugal
Portuguese,
B,
I've
lad.
I think there was 7
Yeah.
out of the 11 players they started that day was Portuguese.
I mean, it's
So
not a bad pot to pick from, by the way. Like, I know a lot of Portuguese lads. I'm a freestyler myself, yeah. I'm all right off football, me, mate, like, yeah. But I've met a lot of Portuguese lads, and every single one of them that I've ever met, every single one of them knows how to kick a football, knows how to dribble, knows how to take
It's
a
a
touch,
cultural
lad.
thing, man.
It's mad, lad. They're all fantastic footballers. It just is what it is.
Speaking of midfielders, Nicky,
Yeah.
West Ham are on the verge of signing a big money move for Lucas Paqueta, the Brazilian international
Yeah.
coming from Lyon. You had your first bid was rejected of 33 million. Was it 50 million, 55 million?
50 million euros, I think it is. Wow. 60
That's a
million
good
euros,
signing. That
something
he's
like
been linked with Newcastle for a long time. He's
Yep.
he's actually been in Newcastle with Bruno Guimaraes. He's
Yeah,
stayed at his
yeah,
house.
yeah.
He's been pictured in a Newcastle shirt with Bruno,
Has he?
kicking football with him in his back garden, stroking Bruno's dog and whatnot. He's the best mates from Brazil, but he's going to West Ham, not
Yeah.
Newcastle. So, what's your thoughts on that signing?
Obviously, I'm excited. It's an exciting prospect. I mean, you get a sort of a grasp of how good a guy is when you're on the verge of signing him. You get other fans saying, "Why ain't we hijacking this?" Why? I've seen Liverpool fans, I've seen Man United fans, I've seen Liverpool fans, Spurs fans, Newcastle fans, all saying that, why don't we go and get him because it's only West Ham, So it's a coup, but I'm gonna keep.
Goal at the Etihad!
Yes! Get in the Palace, lads! Wow! Get in! This is fuck me, yes. This is going to be a great Saturday, hopefully, lad. Yes! Get in!
Wow.
Oh my God. 4 of the best goals I've ever felt, ever. They're great, lads.
That is amazing. Joachim Andersen has doubled Crystal Palace's
And now
lead.
I love you, lads. Now I love you,
Manchester
Ando,
City.
lads. Ando, we love you in Liverpool now, lad. It's all forgiven, okay? Well done, kid.
I tell you what, that was the bet today, wasn't it? The bogey team, Palace.
Yeah.
We should have had the money on
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Even without Zaha. Without
Dangerous.
Wilfried Zaha, Palace are 2-0 up at the Etihad
I
within
think
20
I see them
minutes.
at about 14-1 as well.
14 to 1.
Beats it, yeah.
Now there's still a long way to go. City could come back.
Definitely.
We were 2-0. We were 2 goals up Newcastle against
I was gonna say,
City
yeah.
last week, so there's still
There's one
plenty of
team you
time.
never rule out. It's Man
They can
City.
score 2 goals in 2 minutes, as seen last Sunday.
Do you know what this is going to do, though? If Palace do lose today, yeah? I mean, if Man City do lose today, Arsenal fans are going to be going mad, like, because they're going to be top of the league again.
At the
They beat
minute, it's
Fulham.
good for Arsenal.
Yeah,
really
that's
good
what I
for
mean. They're looking
Arsenal.
at this now,
It
like,
is. Arsenal have to do the business at home for Fulham, but it's looking good for them. It's looking good for Liverpool.
oh my God, this is great. Who scored it? Anderson? Yeah, Anderson.
Anderson, yeah.
Yes! It's what we love to see.
There's only 4 goals in the Premier League at the moment. 2 at Liverpool, 2 at City.
The best ones. That's all I needed. The rest can end 0-0, and I'm happy with that, okay?
Yeah, but going back to Paqueta, it's exciting. It's exciting for us because we needed something like that. But I'm going to reserve my judgment on him. I only talk after. I'm not an Arsenal fan. I only talk after facts. So if he comes in and does well, I'll start talking. But until then,
So you're not going to get him on the back of your shirt just yet, Nicky,
no.
We'll keep on talking about the transfer window then as we head into the final week. Deadline is Thursday at 11 p.m. For which club for you is in need of the most signings?
Us.
You?
Yeah.
Never.
Really?
What names, what positions? What
Believe me, I think we started so quick and so early that everyone just thought, Spurs got their 6 signings done and they can kick back and relax. If Chelsea go on to do what they want to do till the end of this window, signing Oba, Fofana...
Everton have scored.
Everton are 1-0 up. Anthony
No,
Gordon.
go for it.
1-0.
There you go.
Anthony Gordon, the £60 million man.
That's a £60 million goal
Yeah,
right
there
there.
you go. A big goal for Everton, that mine away to Brentford. Struggling so far this season, Everton.
That's
Brentford doing well.
Good buy goal ever I've seen him.
Premier League's gone back to normal now. This is great.
Carry on,
But
Fred.
Yes,
I was
Kane,
saying,
lads.
yeah, so Arsenal, you look at how they've strengthened. You look at Chelsea, they could potentially strengthen. Ten Hag, if things start clicking over there, that Champions League race is looking even more difficult than it did last year. And I think if you look at Spurs' 6 signings that we've made, only Basuma and Perisic are probably the only ones that get into the first team. The others are kind of more as depth, kind of rotational players, and hopefully they can break in. But yeah, I think we've still got work to do. I think Conte's our biggest factor that we've got to kind of push us in that top 4 race, but I don't want it to just be that and the front line. Yeah. We need more than that. I still think we need a creative midfielder. We don't have someone outside of the Basuma, Højbjerg, Benton.
You need an Eriksen, lad. That's what you need.
They're all kind of like similar molds. I think at centre back we had a Romero injury last week, and the whole fan base started panicking because you lose Romero out of that back 3. You've got Dyer, Davis, Sanchez.
Good.
It's not good. And then you've got Emerson and Sessegnon on either side of that. This is what I mean: is everybody saw 6 signings, Lenglet, and thought Spurs are cool, but for about 3 weeks we haven't done anything. We signed an Italian kid and then sent him straight back on loan to Udinese. He scored yesterday as well, but it looks a decent talent. But I want players in that are going to make a difference now, and I'm worried that we might be falling behind some of the other teams who are making better moves.
Do you trust Levy and Conte to get business done in the final?
I trust that. The worst thing is we've got director of football. Conte is actually got his fingers all up in there as well. So I'm happy with what we're doing, but it's just a case of can we get it done? Because I feel like there's a lot of faffing around and trying to wait for the right deal and the right players. Sometimes I'm just like, get me a left centre back. Badiashil's right there and Dicker's right there. We didn't get Bastoni. Cool. Let's not dwell on it.
And where do you think Spurs will finish this season? Is getting top 4 again, or a cup priority?
It's top 4 is the battle again. I don't think it's gotten any easier. I think the teams around have improved.
Would you prefer to win a trophy?
I would love to. I would love to win a trophy, but it's
so see if I offered you now 7th and the FA Cup, or 3rd and no cups. What you
3rd and no cups?
3rd and no cups.
Yeah, I'll take Champions League because you tell me next year.
What for?
Conte's contract is running out in the summer.
Yeah, but what for?
Do you think Conte's going to want to stay if he's 7th and just with an FA Cup? He doesn't care about an FA Cup.
For top teams, you need to be in a Champions League. Like.
Yes. For players to want to come to your club next summer, if we still want to be appealing, we have to be in the Champions League. We can't be saying, oh, we're 7th. Oh, yeah, but we won an FA Cup last year. Do you want to come next year? What benefit is that for the player you're trying to sign? So for me, the thing is, I feel like sometimes it's slept on how important getting Champions League is.
It's easy.
And an FA Cup, don't get me wrong.
No, but it's easy
for him
to say.
No, I get it.
Because they win everything.
As an FA, people will look at me and say, oh, you haven't won a trophy since 2008. Cool. But when I win the FA Cup, nobody's going to start saying, Spurs are a top team now. Hey, well done. No, it's just like, but it's not a major honour. Now it's go and get the Premier League. Now it's go and get the Champions League.
Don't worry about that one.
FA Cup is definitely a major
honour.
honour.
Definitely kicked on Man City. Man City couldn't get a trophy. They won the FA Cup, and that's what kicked them onto that. It does start
something. But for me, for next year, I think it's very important. Because of Conte's contract situation as well, we can't afford to give him a summer of backing and then fall out of the top 4. No way.
It would be a failure.
I think for football, if you're telling me as a Spurs fan that you'd rather finish 3rd with no trophy, football's finished.
I'm sorry, but that would just be another season.
But what for?
That would be just another regular season for me.
I can see both points. For me, right, Liverpool have won a few cups in my lifetime, all that type of stuff, so I'm okay, yeah. But if we hadn't won a cup, I think more than anything, desperately, I would want to win and feel that elation and that euphoria that you get from your team becoming victorious in a cup, lad. It's beautiful.
I would rather continue progression and say, let's say we finished 4th last year, 3rd this year. I see that as progression.
Bring you Liverpool.
We're moving. Oh
yes!
I'm so happy. It really could be a cricket score.
Yes!
Could be, mate. This is looking
5 fantastic goals today, yeah? I don't care what they were like, they're all fantastic.
It's a red card for Gallagher
at Chelsea and Leicester.
That's mad for Gallagher.
Wow, what about Gallagher's done?
Can't imagine what he would do.
And Trent's been taking a lot of stick so far this season, Doyle, and he's scored the 3rd goal.
He always takes stick, lad. Trent's one of them, lad. When you are one of the best at the game, you'll always be picked at, lad. It's just the way it is. That's why players.
Especially when you got rivals in your position as well.
It's the way it is, lad. You'll always get. That's why everyone compares every right back, every full back.
Second yellow for Gallagher.
Already, lad.
Big blow that a penalty ruled out for VAR Chelsea, and now they've got a man sent off down to 10 men at total.
Gallagher had a nightmare game last week as well.
He did. That's about that.
Heavily.
It's so sad to see, lad. It's genuinely sad to see. I really enjoyed watching Gallagher play in that Palace team. He was quality, lad. So he's had a really poor start.
I think he could end up with us.
I would love to see that. That's the type. I love that. I'd love that. Or back at Palace. I'd absolutely like to see that.
I think we're gonna do a deadline swoop for Brozier and him.
Brozier's a good shout.
And, I think that will come with the price of we've got to give them priority on Rice next summer.
Yeah.
Is it worth it though?
Yeah.
He's going anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it
He ain't
is.
signing a new
At
deal.
this point, it doesn't matter where he goes.
Yeah.
You know, I'll take that for now. But, you know, that's why we're spending all this money probably.
You've got to, this is the way it's hard to be a football manager, it's hard to be a football owner, because you've got to think 5, 10 years in advance, lad. You
Yeah.
can't just think about immediate decisions right now, because it doesn't work
Football
like that.
manager life, baby.
Yeah.
Trust me.
We all know that,
I'm
don't we,
there
lads?
every day planning.
There's a couple of goals in the Championship to report about. You've got Huddersfield 2-0 up against Steve Bruce's West Brom, and you've got Vincent Kompany's Burnley 2-0 up away to Wigan. Goals are flying in and around the Football League. Ipswich 1-0 up against Barnsley in League One.
Just to go back to that conversation, though, I wouldn't. That doesn't mean I don't prioritize a cup, for example, and all eggs are in the Champions League basket. I still would like us to win a cup. I'd like to do both if possible.
That's the way you mentality needs to be.
Yeah.
Brother, right?
Yeah.
Winners don't concede, lad. They don't compromise.
Yeah,
Like, they
like,
say,
I
I'm gonna
think-
win everything that I'm put in for, lad, and that's it.
And
There's
I
no
think
questions.
Conte is that type of manager. He's not like
He is.
Pochettino, who fielded weakened side in the cups and things. Conte, one thing I noticed last year, was always trying to play full strength team in cups, and I
Yeah.
was like, I appreciate that.
I think for
because-
you,
but if you're telling me to
personally-
prioritize an FA Cup over the Champions League,
But
the logic doesn't make sense, because you're telling me
I see
essentially
both
take a
sides.
back seat on a week-to-week basis and just
But
hope for this one cup
I think
game
you've got to
we
get that
turn up.
hoodoo out
It's a bit
off
of
your
a-
back. That's what I think, because 4-0 Liverpool.
4-0 Doyle.
I think you've got to break that duck, because
Everything's
But there's
okay.
no
At
promise.
the moment.
That's the thing. So, for example, at the start of this season, as a West Ham fan and as a Spurs fan, can we sit here and say we must win the FA Cup this year and make it happen?
no, I don't think
There's
you
no
can
guarantee.
Say, I don't think you can say you must, but if you've got a choice now, if you can fast forward to the future and you can say Tottenham finish third or win an FA Cup, you haven't won a cup for a long time.
What would that cup do for me? Europa League, right? And then what? This is what I'm saying. I feel like we've gotten too much into this culture of let's just win cups.
You get into the Champions League
I
for
think it's
finishing
no,
fourth.
mad.
If it was a cup,
madness.
if it
It's
was
madness.
if it was
'Cause
a
for me-
major honour, I get
It is
that
a major
kind of
honour.
I'm sorry, the FA Cup for me is not a major honour.
It's a major honour.
I don't see it. Major honour for me is the league and a European.
I think Champions League and the Premier League will always
They're
be the pinnacle
major
of
honours.
football.
That's
with
where
the World
major
Cup.
honour stops.
But then that's like the Euros and the World Cup. Do you compare them to? The Euros are still a fantastic cup. It might not be the World Cup, but I'd still love to win the Euros.
FA Cup, the most historic.
I like the
It
FA
is.
Cup, lads.
It is.
When
It's the
we won that
oldest
cup, lad.
but that doesn't make it a major honour.
When
me,
Liverpool won that
wow,
cup,
yeah.
lad, I genuinely was elated, lad, because I was like, finally, after 10 years, we won an FA Cup. Klopp's got his English heritage now. Like, this is... I really enjoyed winning the FA Cup. I genuinely did.
Look, it's. I'm not saying winning the FA Cup is not nice. It is nice, but it doesn't boost your club's status. It doesn't make players want to come play for your club because
And I
you
hear
won the
that.
FA
I
Cup.
hear it. I
It
hear
doesn't
it.
make Conte say, you know what, we've made progress this year. We won the FA Cup. Even though we finished 7th, we won the FA Cup. I guess that's progress. No Spurs fan would see that as progress, as finishing 7th when you finished Champions League last year just because you won the FA Cup.
And this
I
is
feel
why
like
you gotta
that's
want both.
papering over a bad season. That's how I would see it.
Just for me, in my lifetime, I've never seen Newcastle win a trophy, and that would be the best day of my life. If we
It's
did
boss,
that.
lad.
I've seen we play in the Champions League. We played in the Champions League a few years in a row, actually, when I was like 8, 9, 10 years old. Great nights, Barcelona and stuff, beating them home and away. But an FA Cup
As a
would
fan,
be
there's no
unbelievable.
memories. There's no memories attached to that. Matty's going to remember the Festino Espria, the hat-trick at the new camp. He's going to remember all of that. But
The day out at Wembley, though.
yeah, a day out Wembley,
lift the
winning
trophy.
a winning
Maybe it's
and
different
lifting
for
a
me,
trophy.
It's beautiful.
You know, you can't forget them moments. You can't, and you've got something there for the rest of your life. You can go to Spurs' museum and have a look at that. That was a good day.
I really hear it. He's
You're not
talking
going to
about the
remember.
business
Do you
side.
remember the?
He is, to be fair. Yeah,
If
you
you
are.
had talking about
You
the business side and you're talking about the fan side,
Well, like
as a
hardcore
fan,
fans, but you're actually
Yeah,
talking about
I'm looking at it from like the
long-term-
how the club would
yeah.
progress
Yeah.
long-term wise. Especially, I'm looking at the Conte situation. Conte this year is so crucial that we don't take backward step
I agree.
because he's just walking away. He almost walked away last summer when he heard PSG were offering 20 mil. He was like, hold on, you know what? There might be a better project. So, and Conte's a good manager. We don't get these types of managers walking
He's a
through
winner.
Spurs
Absolute
every time.
winner.
So I feel like we have a short window to try and get as high as we can.
But traditionally,
under Conte.
doesn't he walk away after 2-3 years?
3
anyway?
years,
I
yeah,
don't-
because
I
of the
don't
way
mind
his
that.
style. This is his style, right? So have you seen what Kulusevski come out and said?
Mm-hmm.
He said, he told me not to have fun. It's not about having fun, it's about winning.
Yes.
And that's why 3 years is perfect for him, because they're going to hate him after 3 years, because they're going to be like, you're being too hard on us, this has been really hard work already for 3 years, and there's no joy in it. But for winners, lad, there is no joy. You just have to win. And that's what, like that's why I praise Man United today,
Yeah.
because they got a 1-0 win against a Southampton team where they're going away. You just have to win. It's not about going and blowing teams away.
facts.
It's about going to get 3 points. When Man United used to win the league all the time, it was by 1 goal, 2-1. When Liverpool won the league, it was 2-1. We had 2-1s everywhere. It's not about playing the best football in the world. It's about winning games, and that's what Conte does.
There's
He's fantastic.
loads and loads of chats coming in, obviously, about this discussion in the Cup and the position in the league and whatnot.
It's a really
So even got a
intriguing
poll up, actually, guys. Even got a poll up what's more important to you, Cup or top 4, something along those lines. But people are saying here, you know, a Carabao Cup would be a World Cup for Spurs. Someone says in the
Not
chat
really.
there.
Got it in 2008. Not really.
And loads of other stuff coming in. FA Cup is a major honour. That's rubbish. People forget Newcastle won the FA Cup 5 times. We did, mate, but that was just like our strips. It was in black and white. Do you know what I mean? It was absolutely years ago since we won a cup. It was like 58 or something like that the last time we won a cup. FA Cup is a major cup. Spurs will finish 7th anyway with no trophy. The FA Cup is the biggest domestic cup. Of course, it's a major honour.
Listen, just because you're old don't mean you're great. Sorry. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to make the FA Cup a major honour just because it's the oldest cup.
It is a major honour. It is a major honour.
It's
It
not
is a major.
Is the
Of course
Coppa
it's
del Rey a major
honour.
honour?
It's a major honour for me,
Is
lads.
the Coppa del Rey a major honour? Is the
Yeah.
Italian Cup a major honour?
Yeah.
They're not.
The
Domestic
FA
cups-
Cup is the most
domestic
famous
cups are not
cup in the
major
world.
honours.
For me,
The
they
FA
are.
Cup is the most famous cup competition in
And
world
it's a
football.
beautiful
The
competition.
FA Cup is the domestic cup. Yeah,
It's the most famous
domestic
cup
of
competition.
any league
Yeah,
is not
but it's
a
the
major
most
honour.
famous
If you
domestic
ask
cup
a team-
Just because
competition.
it's famous
You
doesn't
ask a
mean it's
team
major.
like
It is, of course
South.
it's Why isn't it major?
It is for
Because
me.
it's a domestic cup. The major honours are where the big teams, where there's big stakes. I'm sorry, and that's the league, the top division, and the top European competition. This is not the top anything.
Of course it is. It's a top competition in this country.
The Premier League is.
That's created. That's
It would have been the okay.
That's
If it
man-made.
wasn't, if
This
it wasn't
is
created,
history.
it would have been the first division.
FA
But the
Cup is the
league
best
is the
cup.
top honour.
Yeah,
That for
the
me is
league's
a
the
major honour.
league is without a doubt the best honour because it's the hardest to win.
Yes.
But the FA Cup is the best cup in England domestically. It just is. And what I love about it personally is that you get lower league teams that are allowed to compete in it. I think that's beautiful
Yeah,
for football.
yeah, I
I really
think it
do.
is as
Just
well.
a team like I don't know, Tranmere or Southend to be able
Wigan
to
when
compete in
they
this
won
cup. It's brilliant, lad, and I really love the
You can
pureness
get
of
Man
that.
United playing teams that are a level above Sunday
And I
League
love that.
teams.
I really, that's everything I love about the FA
You
Cup.
know, we're the only country in Europe that has a League Cup as well. Yeah,
Yeah,
in
that's
the
a bit
top five
mad. The
leagues.
League Cup for me is the bad
So
one.
what I feel like
Still happy
here
one
is
though.
in this country we look at the League Cup as if it's a minor trophy. All the other countries look at their domestic cups like it's a minor trophy because it's the bottom ranked cup. Does that make sense?
But
I
still
feel like
try and
because
win
the
it.
League Cup's there, we try and pedestalize the FA Cup. The FA Cup, I'm sorry, is not a
I
major
hear
honour.
that point. That has got validity to it. It definitely does that. Like we look at the League Cup as the lower cup and the FA Cup as the predominant
But
one.
if there was no League Cup, just like the rest of Europe, the domestic cup would be the lowest.
My
form.
answer,
So
my
it's a
my
minor
question
honour.
to you would be, if your player or a player comes out and says, "I'm really happy about winning this cup," are you going to tell him that it's not a major cup and he didn't?
No. Fantastic. I'm happy for you, but it's not a major honour.
I would, if I won an FA Cup personally, I'd be like, I won a major honour and it's the FA Cup and I'm made
I'm
up.
sure you'd have your medal, you'd be over
I'd be
the
like,
moon
I
with
played
it.
at Wembley and scored a hat-trick, lad. You know what I mean?
Serban Radu says Wigan is more remembered than Spurs because they won in a cup. But then people are sticking up for you as well, so you don't get the big players without
He's
Champions
right.
League football, so top 4
he's
sets you
right.
up better for next season in the FA Cup.
He's in a different position to you guys. That's the point. He's in a position right now where he has to go for Champions League to be able to attract players to get to the top.
Yes.
Yeah, and so it's difficult. And winning an FA Cup doesn't necessarily help that. But as a fan, as
It
an
does.
individual,
Yeah, it
it's
fills
the
that
best moments in the
void.
world,
Yeah,
lad.
I
There's
get
no
it.
better day, right, when your team wins a cup and you're walking down the street, lad, and you're like, this is amazing. I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it. Like for me, Champions League in 2019. Sorry, Fuad, lad, but like that was my first like looking at that lad, I was like, oh my God, this is real. This has happened. This is actually real. And it was the most beautiful moment I've ever had. So it's a really, really cool, interesting debate, and we've all got different standpoints on it because we all come from different backgrounds.
Yeah, we're coming from different positions.
Yeah, that's what it's all about.
I can't
It's a
speak
really
about winning
good,
trophies. I've
interesting-
never seen it. Apart from the championship.
Very interesting.
Apart from the championship, which I'm not counting, I've never seen them win it. And someone, Ali Jones, has said football is all about winning trophies. Spurs have no history of winning trophies.
What Nicky just said then. Nicky's saying 40 this year, lad, and he's yet to see it, you know what I mean? So what I would ask you in that, would you want to turn 40 but still get Champions League every year but not win a cup till then?
No. So now,
He's 42 today.
No, you know what I'm saying?
No, but I get that.
It's really difficult.
It's
really
different
hard.
perspectives, I think, as well. But no, and I'm not saying like I don't hear where he's coming from. A lot of Spurs fans feel that way. They're like, let's just get that itch over with, then we can get back on track.
That is what I'm trying to say.
It's almost like scratch the itch, then kind of move on and focus back. My thing is, you scratch that itch and you fall off, you might not get back to where you were before that.
But I don't
So
think,
it's like,
in my opinion, I think you've got a manager and a team that can do both. You can get top four and win a cup.
for me, for once, I'm thinking that's what we finally have, and we can. If we finish the window strong, I reckon we can do it
I do too.
comfortably.
I reckon
But the
we-
problem is I just hope we don't dilly-dally and kind of waste.
We're approaching half-time. Man City are still 2-0 down.
No
Liverpool
response.
are absolutely smoking
Absolute
Liverpool
madness.
4-0. Everton still in front of Brentford. Chelsea 0-0 against Leicester. They have had a penalty appeal. Not appeal, it was given and it was overturned by VAR. And now they are down to 10 men with Conor Gallagher. And nothing happening in Doyle's most exciting game of the afternoon. I haven't seen a single thing happen in the Brighton and Hove Albion and Leeds game. And that's the one he wanted to watch.
It was.
Over Liverpool.
It was. I said it twice to him as well, and it's just not delivered. Second half to go, yeah.
We've had the poll completed. What should be Tottenham's priority? A trophy or top four? A resounding 75% have said a trophy.
I get it.
24%
As fans,
top
they're
four.
talking as fans right now. As a fan, I'd be the same, lad. You know, I can't lie. If I was in Tottenham's position right now, I just want a cup. I just want to be with my mates, lad. I want to have a pint in front of me. I want to watch my team win a cup and cry with them.
But
lad,
I think
and be happy.
that you know, as you say, the itch, get the hoodoo off your back, because I think what a cup can do for Tottenham at the moment is finally put a bit of relief in your fans, because you know you're getting ridiculed week in week out as becoming as the bottlers of the league. That happens. You know, you can't deny that happens.
thing is, though,
you know?
is-
but just one second, but it brings positivity around the place. You won the cup. It's a happy time for fans, and it brings, you know, when the places are happy. You know, at West Ham, you know, when it's poison now, it's bad.
Yeah.
You know, when there's good times, and we don't measure our good times against trophies, because traditionally we don't win trophies.
that's the same
you know,
with us.
we win, but you do win trophies. Of course you win trophies.
No. That's the same with us. We've only gotten into this trophy conversation because we've gotten in and around the top four so consistently over the last 10 years. So everyone's like, oh, you're here now.
You're a good team.
Kick on.
Yeah,
Now
yeah.
let's do the next step. But historically, bro,
Losing like
outside
9
of the
semi-finals.
Carabao Cup 2008, before that, 1991.
Yeah, no,
So it's
I
like,
do understand.
come on, bruh. What trophies are we winning? So it's not really, we don't have that history of winning trophies. So when people measure us to this metric of trophies, I'm like, we're not Liverpool, we're not Arsenal, we're not Chelsea. So I get that there's this itch and this want, and I want a trophy just as much as you, but I want progression more.
And what I would-
long-term progression for me,
I think it goes hand in hand.
It's so hard, yeah, it is.
I think
Harry
they're winning
Kane-
a
and I
trophy.
get what you're
Did you see
saying.
that? I
It
know
Harry
creates
Kane,
I
this
think it
kind of
does.
almost bounce, like it did for Leicester winning that league title.
Man
I felt
City.
like had the knock-on
Yeah.
effect for them to have that. Man City, I feel like the money. We cannot ignore the money that got pumped in
Yeah, that's-
afterwards.
no one's ignored that.
That will
If
never
you-
get replicated.
If you look at that, they pumped in all of that money. They could not get that Champions League place. They couldn't get it. They couldn't reach it for
But that
about
FA
2 or 3
Cup,
seasons. Then all of a sudden, FA Cup win. You know, a couple of.
But then the very next
place
season
was
they won the
bouncing,
Premier League.
and then they won the Premier League.
You tell it was always coming though. That's the thing with the money. Silver,
Tottenham,
Yaya Toure, Aguero.
I'm going to shock you
Come
though.
on.
I think Tottenham, with the team they have, a couple of more additions, they could be challenging up there. And a trophy this season would put you on the map.
I'd love to see
I
it.
think it
Could
will,
be.
because
I'd like to see
fans
it.
around
I'd
the
love to
world
see
will be
it.
watching the FA Cup final. Players will be watching the FA Cup final.
Yeah.
They see you lifting that trophy. It gets heads up. And Kem's here with the super chat. Shout out Kem says, making UEFA Champions League doesn't make you a big club. Trophies do.
I agree with that.
Harry Kane needs a cup, lad. That's what I would say.
Oh, 100%.
He needs to pick up a cup, lad, and be like, yes, Spurs, bruv. Like, he needs that, lad. So
He wouldn't say it like that.
yeah, I mean, he might not say it like that, lad.
Here's
That's
the
how
thing. You get-
trophy, mate. Yeah, imagine me, lad. You know what I mean? This is the FA Cup, lad. Fucking yes, you know what I mean, lad. It'd be boss, wouldn't it? So I think for him, he needs.
For him, I would love that. Sonny, there's a lot of players in that team.
They
who I
deserve
think
a cup, don't they, lads?
Deserve a trophy.
More than a Champions League
After
spot.
the Champions League
There's so many
final,
different
yeah.
angles you can come at this
But
from.
here's the thing,
It's
when
very
we got
difficult.
to that Champions League final, weren't nobody expecting that. We spent 0 that year, so you never know what can happen in football.
Poch
Man.
was mad.
You can never know. We spent 0 that year, got to a Champions League final, and then lost it in the first 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, listen, as much as people say all these things, you never know, man.
Football is football, lads.
Football
it's
is
the beauty
football,
of it.
trust me.
It's the beauty of it. That's why we love it.
Well, that was good stuff, lads. Definitely got the chat going. Definitely got the comments.
Really
going.
It's
intriguing conversation,
listen,
that
that's
it
one of
really
those.
is.
I always feel like debates, you're one way or the other. Like people always want trophy, or they're like, nah, I want European football type of thing. And I'll trust me, when even like yesterday, I was bantering Arsenal fans just because they're sharing their thoughts on the Champions League. I'm like, shh. It's not your turn. It's not your turn.
What is Arsenal's turn is Europa League, isn't it? We'll tell you what, we'll quickly touch on that before the half time comes in, as it pretty much is half time now around the leagues. Arsenal are in Group A, Nicky, with PSV, Boda Glimt, whoever they are, or Boda or Glimt, that must be a playoff. Still haven't heard it either.
No. It's one team. That's
Is
their
it?
name. Bodo Glimt. Yeah.
/
Yeah.
I mean. No idea who
You're
it is.
not quite sure for tax reasons.
And Zurich. So, apart from PSV, nice and easy group, that, isn't it?
We should be.
Europa League, that's more of a conference league group, that.
Especially the
Jesus.
football they're playing.
5-0 Liverpool.
Oh, hey!
Oh, goodness me.
Cricket score indeed.
You see,
Virgil van
Dijk.
Dijk.
Oh.
the soothingness for my
my
soul,
God,
lads, yeah, that I'm feeling right now. Feel like my heart was on fire, yeah. And Liverpool have just come in and went, don't worry, lad, yeah.
That
There you
Gaviscon
go.
hand.
Yeah, just reached in and went, chill out, lad, chill out, brother. And then
5-0.
Palace 2-0 as well. Oh, match of the day. I can't wait for you with my cup of tea and my little Liverpool mug, lads, yeah.
Baby.
Oh, can't wait for this, lads. Hopefully City score stays the same. But even if they get a draw, that's still points drops, lad. That's still boss. And people are going to say they're in the mud now as well. Bet you won't, but they are if they draw. So one of them, innit? Yes!
It's 2 points, mate. Even if we win tomorrow, we'd be 2 points behind them. How about that?
Crazy stuff.
I'm so happy.
We'll fly through the Europa League stuff, to be honest. We'll just jump on Man United now
think
as
it's okay
well.
if I open
They're
this
in
now,
a
isn't it?
group with Real Sociedad, Sheriff and Ammonia.
Who?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly. / don't know who they are anyway.
Oh, Sheriff actually beat Madrid last
They
year.
did,
didn't
Champions
they?
League.
Yeah.
And
And
Real,
then-
Real
as well, lad,
Sociedad.
with an absolute
They've done
quality
absolutely
goal.
nothing after that.
And Real Sociedad are an okay team, but obviously just lost the star striker, Isak. So, easy one for Man United, that and that group there. Man United, Sociedad, Sheriff.
I mean, this competition this year looks worse than the Conference League, to be honest.
Really does.
What is that group? This one. Look at this. I can't even pronounce
Krevna
it.
Zvezda versus Monaco.
Red Star, Monaco,
That's a Hungarian team, that Ferencvárosi.
Fenerbahce.
Very good stuff. We'll get
What?
you to do this next time. And Trabzonspor, Turkey. Danny Sturridge went there, didn't
Actually,
he?
they
Danny
won,
Sturridge
the
has been on.
Turkish league last year, didn't they?
Yeah.
Oh, poor Danny Sturridge, lad. I loved that man, Genuinely did. Thought he was an incredible footballer. He's
Who?
just,
Sturridge.
yeah.
There is some
Incredible
awful teams
football.
in this, like Union St. Gilles. You got Union Berlin.
Oh,
All
yes.
your guys are in it.
Up the Union Berlin, that's who I want to win it, lads.
But if we're talking about those teams, predictions of who's going to win that trophy, Nicky?
It's going to be Arsenal.
Arsenal's got to be with the favourite there, haven't they,
be-
surely?
It will be a
Roma with Mourinho,
Champions League dropout, I reckon.
Roma, yeah, could be Roma, could be
Lazio.
Roma, Arsenal.
Man United have got to be up there. Lazio, decent.
Lazio spanked Inter Milan yesterday as
Yeah.
well. I was like, fucking hell.
And like you said, Fuad, it could easily be a Champions League drop.
I think a Champions League dropout always seems to push at.
Yeah, of
Weirdly
course.
enough, I think Arsenal.
Yeah, they're playing boss football.
Arsenal have year after year got to semis, and I think Olympiacos was the only year they didn't when they got embarrassed by that.
Jesus is like this right now.
But
lads.
you
He's like,
literally,
he's
yeah,
playing against
that's-
Real Madrid and all these. He's like, watch me skin
Golden
these.
boot, all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this could be their year where they will finally win that, and
Me
that's
too.
their kind of passage.
I hope not. Like, I don't want them to win a European Cup. Can't lie. It's
And
the only line I've got against the Arsenal fans. lad.
Yeah.
It's the only thing I've got against them, lad. You know what I mean?
would
If they
be
do
nice.
that, I've got no
Would be
arguments
nice.
anymore, lad. I'll be like, damn.
Man United, who obviously got beaten the Europa League final a couple of years back as well, on penalties against Villarreal. That could be Ten Hag's best chance of the trophy in his debut season.
Who did United lose at? Didn't United win It was Arsenal who lost to Chelsea, wasn't it? The 4-1.
No, United did.
No,
United
United
did
got
win
beat in the
it.
penalty shootout.
United got beat as well.
Of Emery.
They won it under Mourinho,
Yeah. And they lost.
and then they lost it a
Villarreal.
couple of years later. Yeah,
The penalty shootout, yeah.
it was last year. Yeah.
Lovely.
Half times are flying in. Chelsea 0, Leicester 0. Remember, Chelsea are down to 10 men. Brentford 0, Everton 1, Liverpool 5-0 up. It's still goalless at the MX 0-0 between Brighton and Leeds, and City have still yet to reply to Palace's 2 early goals.
Cheesing.
I think they need half time. I think they need a good.
They're going to come out and score, like, that's what City do.
They come out and score in the first 5 minutes. I might back them to beat them.
Yeah, it's not going to end 2-0, I know that. But right now it's half time and it's 2-0, so I know that also. You know what I mean?
What we'll do is we've talked on transfers. We're going to talk a lot more about transfers in this half-time break. But before that, we'll see what Premier League managers have been seeing this week as we head into the final week of the transfer window.
Well, when you look at the players that they are coming, the amount of money is spent, the level that already the squad had, and what they are adding, is something that I haven't experienced in this league. And you saw yesterday a few of the transfers that happened, and what is going to happen still in the last week or so. I think is going to be pretty powerful.
Because the Premier League spending, I think, is already getting to a record level for this window. Is it tougher out there just to get anyone through the door?
Yeah, but the record as well in terms of performances that leagues has produced as well, last year it was the highest ever. And when you see the total points that you need to achieve certain things, it never happened in this league. So that's the standards. The standard have raised so much for every single team in this league, and you can already see in the first few games surprises in results and performances. Well, when he's around the box, as you could see last season, scored 43 goals in the league, and he's already scored 3 goals this season. So it tells you the efficiency that he has in these areas, and obviously is one of the main threats of Fulham. Now 3 years since he joined the club, and obviously had some very good moments, some other where he hasn't really contributed that much to a team in terms of minutes, and we have decided for every party that it was the best decision to allow him to go. He needs to play minutes, he needs to play football. He was really adamant to do that, and we decided it was the best thing for everybody to do it.
Yeah, this is a team that has a new manager, and after a not very long preseason, where you, as a new manager, have to wait that every new player is coming in, that you have a whole squad available to work with them, to give your ideas space, time to develop them. It is not surprising that it doesn't work immediately, everything perfectly. I mean, I see a very clear identity of what they are doing now, what they want to do now. And this is also not surprising that in the first 2 games it was not everything perfectly working. It would be more surprising when they are immediately flying. So, but this is still something what you can see, that there's a clear identity there now, and the last game has shown that they are a strong team, and they come here to keep on going.
What are you hoping for in the remaining days of this transfer window, Frank? Is it equally as important to move other players on as well as bringing players in before that deadline?
Yeah, possibly both. Every situation is individual and different. I know what view I have, we know what view we have, and where we want to get to the squad. It's quite clear in certain areas of the pitch. We know that, and it's probably, we can look at the results we've had so far, and we know we could have maybe got more out of them, and we want to strengthen, and that's clear. So yeah, in terms of ins and outs, we're looking at it as most teams are. I think it's been a really active window, hasn't it? So that will continue to the end.
Obviously, you've mentioned, or you've hinted that you want to bring in a striker. Have you got the money to be able to do that, regardless of what happens with Anthony Gordon?
Yes, yeah, I do. I mean, there's obviously things are relative. I'm not saying the number that we've got, but we know it's an area we want to improve, and we will improve it. We'll improve it in this window by the end of it.
So you're confident that happened, that there will be
some?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And if that.
Yes, people, welcome back to DR Sports. The second halves are coming up in the Saturday football show. Nicky, we've talked briefly about Paqueta then in this transfer window. You're on the verge of signing the big money Brazilian midfielder from Lyon. Mm-hmm. Which club do you think needs the most signings or the most fixing in the last week of the window?
Most fixing. Well, today, Shane, you've got to say Bournemouth, I suppose.
Well,
we'll have to.
Doesn't make
you
a quick
have to.
return to the Championship if not.
Of course, yeah. I think sort of Norwich levels of performance it looks like today, but at the top, Chelsea.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. They're 0-0.
Yeah.
10 men.
So I don't know
Chelsea.
what their strategy is. We were talking about this the other day, weren't we?
That
buying centre-backs,
doesn't seem
lads?
to be one. The manager seems to be losing the plot. They're ticking along, but if they want to achieve the levels that they want to achieve, they've spent some good money as well this summer, and they've got some good players in, but it's not what they needed. I don't think anyway. But
Was it 75 million on Fofana?
Yeah. He's a good player, like.
Yeah.
He is a fantastic footballer, though, like watching him. Like,
Oh, he is,
genuinely,
yeah,
he should
definitely.
not be at Leicester, in my opinion.
But they need a striker and they're spending nearly 80 million on a defender.
Well, I think they're banking on Aubameyang coming, but I don't know whether he's the answer, to be honest with you. Have you
Same,
seen
lad.
that documentary from Arsenal last year?
Trouble.
Yeah, I wouldn't have him.
Why aren't they using Brozier? Like, why are they
Crazy.
not
I
using
don't
him?
know.
I think he might be game.
Is that why, do you reckon?
Yeah.
Scored like 8 goals last year as well.
Still a
I
good
think.
player, though,
But
lad. He's still in
I
a
don't know
Southampton team.
I think the issue Chelsea have always had with their academy kids, even like Tammy, they never really fully trusted him, and I think they always struggle unless you're like a complete banker from the academy. Chelsea very rarely give you that.
They've never
Reece
replaced
James,
Costa,
John
have
Terry.
they? Let's be fair, they haven't replaced Costa.
Never
tried.
replaced Drogba, mate.
Tried.
Spent a lot of money.
Drogba.
That was the one. They're looking for another one of him, aren't they? That's what they were supposed to be getting through, like Lukaku, a hold-up player that can score and all that type of stuff, and he just never got it through him. I think, for me, Leicester, lad. If Leicester let all these players go, they need to buy more.
Trouble. Real
Because
trouble.
But they haven't signed anyone so far,
The only team in Europe not to sign a senior player, not even on loan.
so you
Mad.
could say them.
Yeah.
I think we should definitely.
Leicester is. Leicester. As soon as you asked that question,
really.
I guess you could say them.
instantly, lad. As soon as you asked that question, I was like, so many outgoings and zero incomings. I was like, definitely them.
I mean, I was going to say
Does anyone know why that is though?
the skint. The owners obviously.
But
The owners king power. They haven't made no money because of the pandemic. Obviously, all their money is from duty free in airports, so they've lost a lot of money.
Wow.
So
That's why fags have gone up.
But once they sell Fofana in the next few days, they should surely reinvest some of that 70-80 million that they make. But I think Leicester could definitely be a shout there. For me, I was going to say Manchester United because they've still got big gaps in that team that needs sorting out. Obviously, they've had 2 wins in a row now, but they're still going to be in the market. Obviously, they're trying to get that Anthony for big money.
I suppose it depends, doesn't it, on
Ronaldo
what your
should probably
ambitions
leave.
are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, because Bournemouth are going to want to stay in the league. So I'll tell you, we don't need to sign any more players. Not on bloody Forest.
I don't think they'll be
16
allowed
of them,
to.
lad.
Couldn't sign any more. They've got enough for 2 teams.
You need to sign players to win games. That's what it's all about. And where you get from that is where you get from that. But you need to buy players that win your football games, and that's pretty much it.
But every fan will say something. Man City will probably sit there and say, we need more.
Oh, Man City don't need nothing else. You don't need nothing, all right?
But they
You've got
probably
everything,
would.
okay?
They might do after
They're like the spoiled kid at
They
school
might do
that
after
gets
that.
everything.
They're getting beat man 2-0.
Fantastic.
They
Keep it
should have
going.
got Cucurella, in my opinion.
They tried. Didn't want to put the money up, did they?
And you got rid of
faffed around.
Zinchenko, mate, he's a football player. I mean, why did they get rid of Zinchenko?
Well, even Jesus, when you look at how well he's doing for Arsenal.
loading that they did this summer, though, it baffled me.
They don't
the
seem to
Jesus,
wanna-
Sterling, Zinchenko, I just thought
Yeah.
that was the depth was one of
Yeah,
your
yeah.
strengths.
I agree with that. And that's what I was saying the other day when I think it's a bit of a mistake letting Jesus and them guys go because they was their bankers. You know, when they was rotating
down,
the team,
yeah.
they're banking everything on Haaland. And at the moment,
You said that the other day, didn't you?
Yeah,
Remember
yeah.
that? No.
Yeah.
It's true, because like when Haaland's not slotting, they're going to put Alvarez on, who might be a good player, I don't know, yeah, but he might not score the goals either, so it's one
And
of
that
them,
was
man.
the thing. It was that depth allowed you where you always saw it in Pep's team. Oh, Sterling, you're not performing. All right, I'll stick Bernardo in.
Yeah.
Oh, Bernardo, you're not performing. All right, I'll stick Jack in. But it's like now I feel like Jack Grealish still hasn't lived up to it. Haaland, completely new gamble. Mahrez, bit hit and miss every once in a while. So it's left him a little bit bare, in my opinion, which is why I said it's probably your best chance to win the league this year. Would baffle me why
Damn,
you've
no,
started
not
in the
like that,
manner
yeah.
you have. Yeah.
It's one of them, lad, like they've been able to rotate players for that long, like that. Even their average game time, right, for players, there's 38 games in a season. They play about 20 of the Premier League, each player, because they rotate that much.
Yeah.
That's been their biggest. That's how they're able to compete on all 4 fronts,
Yeah.
always, because they have got that depth and they have the money
Quality
to be able
does
to
that.
provide it. Not only that, like we've got to give City credit in this. They buy good players, And they don't buy the best players. Again, if anyone takes anything from what I'm saying, right, the best teams don't buy the best players. They buy the best players for their system. And that's the way it is. And Pep is one of the best. That's always Klopp, so is Conte. They buy players that fit their system. And you see it with Gabriel Jesus.
What that does as well,
Zinchenko.
It takes like a player who wasn't favoured or known, and all of a sudden everybody starts thinking, oh, he's world class.
Exactly.
Edison.
Exactly.
Before he came to City, how many people thought Edison was a world class goalkeeper? I mean,
exactly.
Rodri. How many people knew about him at Atletico Madrid? And it's like as soon as he comes in, oh, best EM in the world now all of a sudden, and that's what great managers do. They can find gems, turn them into world class.
Great point about the players for the system, actually, because you look at Manchester United, who have spent huge money on players that look great on paper, Varane and Sancho, and it just obviously has not worked. Pep, could he do it without the money?
Yeah, definitely. He's one of the best. I've got to give credit where it's due. He's one of the best managers that ever done the game, lad. He is, without a shadow of a doubt. He's a genius, lad. You get all these teams with money and they do nothing. PSG. What do? They don't win the Champions League. I know he hasn't won it yet, but he's been very close. So have they. But he's just, in my mind, he is a complete manager, lad. He just is.
I don't know about that one, in all honesty. And that's not the question is tactical ability. I think tactically Pep is one of the best coaches the game has ever seen, to be honest. But to do it without money, I think is very far-fetched. You look at all the situations he's kind of been in, he's always taken over the best team, whether it was Barcelona, where he's kind of had the best academy, if you like. He built that. I'll give him his dues there. Bayern Munich, you walked into a treble-winning side of an unlimited fund. City, you've spent over $1 billion, pretty much. And we can say he hasn't picked the best players, but summer after summer, if he says to the board, I've got an issue there, oh, here you go, open checkbook, buy whoever you want type of thing.
It's true.
So I guess we'll never know, will we?
Yeah.
And
the thing is, I don't think Pep is of the Jose Mourinho mould where he'll say, you know what, I'll prove everyone wrong. I'll take the Tottenham job or I'll take the Roma job. Pep will only deal with the creme de la creme.
He has a brand, lad. And that's what I'm talking about. Like, so Pep Guardiola, when you're talking about football players, you've got centre mids, lad, and you've got strikers, Pep Guardiola plays in a different position to Jurgen Klopp, and they do it differently. But what they both do individually for their positions are incredible. That's what I would say. So you have all this money in teams, and sometimes they're just not successful, and you get rid of the manager so quickly. Pep's been there for 4 or 5 years now because he knows how to spend money. Definitely, and that's because of his experience about what you're saying right now, where he's been to all these top clubs where he's been able to spend money, but he does it wisely. Jurgen Klopp, completely different thing. He'll get a piece of cake, lad, and make him a world-class football player. That's what Jurgen Klopp does. He works with what he's got. He implements a system and he goes, I think I'll have him. He'll run, and that's what Jurgen Klopp does. He's the best at taking a club with heritage and bringing them back to the top. That's what he did with Dortmund. That's what he did with Mainz. He brought them up to the Bundesliga for the first time ever, and he's a fighter, lad, and he keeps going. Like,
I think when you look at the like of Guardiola, I'm under no illusion that he could go to someone like Crystal Palace and win the league, but he'll definitely make the best of what Crystal Palace have got. And I think that's football. If you want to win, you have to spend money because that's where the players are. You know, if you're a club that's on the up and you need something, the best of that position, whatever position it is, goalkeeper, defender, striker, they're going to cost money. So if you're saying, right, well, this is the best for my system, you're going to want to get the best. You're not going to want to get some journeyman. No. You're going to want to get the best in that doing that job, and that costs money. So I don't think he'd go into, as I say, someone like West Ham and win the league, but he would definitely make the maximum of what we've got and build upon that.
Still be a pleasure to watch as well.
Yeah,
absolutely. Still be able to see his style of play implemented on the team. And
100%.
Two of the best managers we've ever seen in the Prem, without a shadow of a doubt. It's the new, I'm not going to say it, but it is. It's the battle of these two, hasn't it? It's been there for years because the tactics are completely different. Beautiful to watch. Absolutely beautiful. It's like an orchestra, mate.
Now, Newcastle are actually spending money for a change. We've went years and years and actually not spending a penny. This week we broke our transfer fee for Alexander Isak from Real Sociedad, £63 million.
What a sign on that.
I don't want to try and just big him up too much, so I'd like to hear what you think. I'm very excited. Right? I'm absolutely buzzing with this one. Over the moon with it. Like, what a signing this is for Newcastle. For me, he's one of the best young strikers in world football. Under the age of 23, actually, there's only 2 players that have scored more goals than him in the last few years, and that's Haaland and Mbappe across the top 5 leagues. So.
That would maybe be the one area where I'd worry a little bit, is how prolific he is and how many chances he needs to score. I think if you look at his game, dribbling, touch, technique, link-up play, he has all the tools you need for a modern-day forward, I would say. And even size-wise, I think if he fills out a few more kilos, he could be a serious problem. But it's just, one thing I'm glad is you have Callum Wilson still there.
Yeah.
So you're not almost putting the pressure on him immediately to come in and say, you're the big money signing, get us 20 goals this year. Because last season, if I'm not mistaken, he got 8 or 9 goals in the league or
he's
something like
injured
that.
for like 3 months as well.
Yeah, no, even Isak though. I think in La
Isak
Liga
got
he
6.
didn't. Yeah. So it wasn't like prolific numbers. So my thing is, if he can almost be like the link man to Wilson, maybe in that 10 role this season, and he eventually takes that mantle, brilliant. I think personally, great signing. A lot of big clubs are after him. Arsenal were linked to him. Liverpool were linked to him.
Yeah,
Great player.
I think it's a real statement of intent from Newcastle. It's just they've put it there, as you said. Look, young player, future ahead of him, probably going to be a future Champions League winner.
With us, hopefully.
PSG have got Mbappe, Man City have got Erling Haaland, and we've got Isak. He's the third best in that position at that age, and we've got him. And I think it's a real statement of intent. I thought Newcastle would pull that at the hat, to be quite honest with you. And they're a very, very, very good shout for top 6 this season.
I love what they're doing. It's incremental growth. That's what this is. It's all about the next step. Then the next
so?
step. They're not getting ahead of themselves. They're not going, let's go for this.
You think 6 though? The top 6 they could break that this year?
You know what
6
Robbie said?
is the only position. The
don't
top
know.
5 is
We
sorted.
did.
The top 5 is sorted for me. We're not going to finish
we
it.
did.
But I think
Newcastle aren't going to finish above City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal, Spurs, but they could finish in 6th for me.
So you think
If
United
Man
maybe
United slip up, if
I-
West Ham
that's
don't
what I
do
think.
it,
Yeah.
That's the thing. I think
That's
you
the extent.
really have to wait for United to fumble it. But I think Ten Hag will click it at some point and keep them
6-0. Liverpool have kicked up again. 6-0.
Oh God.
own goal.
Hey, what did we say at the start? Could be a
Cricket
cricket
score,
score, lad.
could be a cricket
Yes.
Do you know what the fun thing is though? I think all summer long people are waiting for Newcastle and saying like, oh, why aren't they spending the big money on a big money signing? And I think now this is just kind of shut it up to say, I personally would love to see you lot still go and get Paqueta as well, just for that Bruno link up.
We've got
Bruno,
him.
Paqueta,
We've got him,
and Joe Linton.
We've got him.
Brazilian midfield.
Yeah, he's going to West
I
Ham.
would
mate,
love
but
to
that
see you
will-
lot hijack that deal.
Goal at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea
are winning.
10-man Chelsea have broken the deadlock. 1-0 up against Leicester. Got some quick goals at the start of the second half. Must only be
Very
47 minutes in, and it's 1-0 Chelsea already. Even after Conor Gallagher had 2 yellow cards, and he is off the pitch now. Chelsea have managed to go 1-0 up thanks to Raheem Sterling.
I told you he's going to get his goal today, didn't I? I told you.
Do you know what?
Sterling.
Liverpool have scored 6 goals, yeah. Do you know who hasn't scored in that team?
Salah.
Salah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow,
I'm not surprised.
I am. He scores all the time, lad, every day.
Nah,
He wakes up and goes, I'll score a goal today.
not this year.
Leicester
Wow.
embarrassing, says some of them. in the
Beginning
chat
of the
there.
end.
Nah, you might Absolutely
Finished.
not,
Is Salah finished?
It's
no
mad.
way.
Football nowadays
Listen,
is
did you
crazy,
see, Did you
lad.
see the second half of that season last year?
Yeah, but
Did you see what was happening at the AFCON
I
on
know
the
what's
big
mad.
stage?
You know what's mad? Did you see the second half
His
of the
team got
season?
to a Champions League final and he didn't really play much in that run.
Hey, but where did he finish in the top in top goal squad? Where did he?
Oh yeah.
it was mad that,
When
innit?
you set the
Mad
pace
that,
that
innit?
early,
That was done.
crazy.
Yeah, no, but
crazy.
you know what I'm saying?
But last 6
Don't
months
write
when
him
you
off,
put your
lads.
feet up-
Come on.
You know, because sometimes they say when the season's finishing, these players are already on holiday. January, Salah was in that mode.
No, he wasn't on holiday. lad. He
January.
was disappointed, brother. He was really sad, lad. He just lost. He lost his chance to get in the World Cup. Lost the African Cup of Nations, lad. That would dishearten him. That would dishearten me, lad.
So what was him doing up all those tweets talking about? Yeah, revenge. We're gonna come
He
back.
was a winner. He
Yeah.
wants to win, lads. What's wrong with that?
So
You would
is
tweet that,
is
lad.
it you feel sad or you're gonna come back with a chip on your shoulder and actually prove
He
everyone
wanted to do that, and he has proved everyone wrong already, bro. He got writ off
And
by
what-
Chelsea in the Premier League and come back and he's won 5 golden boots, 4 golden boots.
The whole of
He's already done that, bro. He's
the
got
whole-
nothing to prove.
The whole of football, including fans and pundits, were talking about him in November being the best in the world, and they all agreed.
So fickle. It's so fickle. It's unbelievable. Football nowadays, like
Because-
Nunes, he's got a red card, yeah, and like now he's going to be writ off as like the worst signing Liverpool's ever had, and he's only played 3 games, lads.
No,
like
but
give him a
it's
check. Like
the
come on.
fact that
It's
the fact
35
that he set
games.
that precedent in the first half of the season. As he said, the best player in the world.
No, not yet.
What's happening
To
at
then
City?
fall off.
City still hasn't kicked off. It looks like Pep's paid for some extra time to sort his team.
Extra
out.
team
Yeah.
talk, Pep,
Yeah.
cheating. Don't know
Look at
what's
them.
happening.
Look at the amount, the size of that list for Liverpool.
They're going to have to create another page in a minute. Stop putting it where Bournemouth is.
Oh, this is glorious, 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 glorious.
You needed that now, though, didn't you, Doyle?
Yeah.
6-0, a big comprehensive victory because...
Just have a look at some of the match stats for City. 75% possession, as you look at.
Yeah.
They've had 7 shots, none on target.
Fantastic.
which is,
on target.
Palace have had 2 shots and 2 have gone in.
Clinical.
You are
Clinical.
Palace are frustrating them, just like against Liverpool. Palace are frustrating this team, lad. You can see it by the amount of fouls that they've got. They've got 8 fouls. They're obviously making it difficult for City. They're not letting them play football. Patty V, lad, you are a revelation for Crystal Palace, lad, and we love you. Even though you've done well against us, I still love you, lad.
Talk about Vieira, talk about managers. Let's talk about Brendan Rodgers.
Oh,
yeah. Under pressure now. There's a lot of talk in the chat there. Sacked on Monday. Rafa to Leicester. Pochettino to Leicester.
Pochettino to Leicester? No. He's not going to go from PSG.
Not when he's got no money either. He's had enough of that.
No, Rafa is the manager.
To Villa is what I'm saying.
Rafa to save them from the drop. Leicester are crap. Rodgers sacked on Monday.
He's won. You know what? What he's done right is give them a little bit of joy, Brendan. He won the FA Cup. Let's give him that. He has. He played good attacking football with them and winning the FA Cup.
What? I don't think they've left. The club have left him in the position that he's.
Yeah, it's not his fault.
It's not his fault. So
got no signings.
You should actually stick by the manager in moments like this. In my eyes, I don't think Brendan getting sacked solves anything. What do? You get another short-term.
It's like
fix.
going, and Fuad, here's a nail. Get that into the wall, but I'm not going to give you the hammer.
Yeah.
And then you don't get the nail in there and go, Fuad, you sack, lad.
Well,
you be like, how do you expect me to get in the wall, lads? I've got no hammer.
Sometimes we do this thing of too easily targeting the managers when results aren't going well. You actually have to look at the root cause of the issue, and their squad, no signings whatsoever. Says enough.
Super chat from Tony Starks. Thank you for that. Poch to Villa. Let's be honest.
Poch to Villa.
I called it on last week. I said there's enough Spanish, South American flavour there. The club has got that grit and grind about it. They've got just enough money where he could be like, I can work it. It's almost like what Spurs were before he took over.
I was about to say that. He'll have more money than he did when he was at Spurs.
Absolutely. And I think he could walk in there, let the Gerrard experiment play out till Christmas. It will go wrong. He will be the perfect guy to come in and pick
He's
up.
got no hope for my sweetheart, lad.
Listen, man, he should have stayed at Rangers. I always said it, man.
Why not, lads? Why can't he just come to Premier and have a try, lads?
It was too soon. I felt like if he created 3 or 4 years of Scottish dominance, Rangers are back on top.
He did do well at Rangers, though, didn't he?
He did brilliant, but it was like 1 year.
2
years.
Yeah.
All right, give me 4 years.
I get it. Yeah, I get it.
Do what
I
Brendan did. You know that unbeaten season.
But now look at him, lad. He's in the mud.
And then, I know. But I'm saying, what would have been better stock for him to get the Liverpool job? 4 years of dominating at Rangers, or do 2 years and then come and take the gamble at Villa?
Spot on.
And I said with Villa, it's a dangerous game because they're going to spend a lot, and now you have to break into that top 6. And if you don't, now you look like a bum manager. Now they're talking about his record is the same as Gary Neville's at Valencia.
Which is not fair because the expectations were completely different to the two clubs.
And he's supposed to be next for after Klopp.
No, he's definitely not next after Klopp. No one says that, lad. There's not a Liverpool fan in this house, lad, that will say, right, Gerrard after Jurgen Klopp. No one wants that, lad.
He was still
That's
at
some
Rangers
big boots
doing
to fill.
his little cool walks in his jacket.
He is cool, though, lads. He is cool.
The fist pumps. You lot would be like, oh, maybe.
Yeah,
maybe.
He is cool, lad. He is cool.
Leader.
He is cool, but no, not after Jurgen Klopp, lad. Some big boots to fill after Jurgen Klopp, lad. And I wouldn't want to put that pressure on Gerrard. That's not fair on him, lad.
Right, this one, breaking news. Phil Brown in talks with Leicester.
Hey, yo!
Why is Man City
throwback?
City's still not kicked off?
I like a throwback. We do like a throwback. Can we get an update maybe from the producers
6
or something
minutes?
on why City haven't kicked off? Yeah, City still haven't kicked off at home to Palace. We're 52 minutes in. The other games in the Premier League, it's still Brighton 0, Leeds 0, Liverpool 6, Bournemouth 0. Brentford still losing at home to Everton.
Teasing me, lads.
Chelsea.
They
They have
kicked
kicked
off
off now.
There
Kicked
we
off
go.
now. There we go.
Teasing
Still
me.
don't know why it was nearly 7 minutes late.
This is football, lad. This is what's great about football. How quickly you can just...
You reckon referees maybe had a shit?
Aye.
I mean, the refereeing in this country is not the best, lad. I think we've all seen my videos fuming about it, haven't we? So, yeah.
He's probably asleep on a sofa like I was.
Do you think this will make Leicester players then sit around after this game, dressing room, if they get beat at Chelsea and the way things are going, looking around, you think Tielemans will be thinking, only got a few days left, I want to move.
Yeah, I think they're already thinking that, mate. I think they were thinking that at the start of the season. Like I said, with Leicester, no disrespect to them, but I just feel like I don't know what their next step is.
Ceiling's been hit
genuinely
for
don't.
Leicester,
Yeah.
really. FA
An
Cup.
incredible ceiling. Like, wow, and you just went past your expectations by far. But right now, what's the next step for Leicester? Did he try and win a cup? Did he try and get in the top 10? Like, what is it?
It feels like there's only one way down for Leicester now.
Yeah, it looks
because
grim.
The way
yeah.
the trajectory, the way they were on, FA Cup, Champions League, it just feels like there's only one way to go now, and that's down the hill to me.
Yeah,
It's just sad to see, like, because they definitely were a revelation in the Premier League, lad. Come up here and made a stamp in the Premier League of who they were. I think they need to get back to what they were good at, and that was buying players like Mahrez, Kante, Vardy. Like, that's what they're good
Gems.
at. Yeah, not like what we were talking about Dortmund. don't feel down for yourself, right? You're in a professional environment. You can't put your head down. You can't feel sorry for yourself in these environments. You just have to keep going. And so that means, okay, this player's getting off, and what? We'll go and find another version of him. That's what Dortmund do. That's what winners do. You don't feel sorry for yourself. You build upon the whatever it is, lad. You just build.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that.
City have scored. City have scored.
Oh, there's the comeback early
Bernardo
on, and they've only
Silva.
just kicked off as well. Remember,
I told you, didn't I? Early
City's
one.
delay.
I told you.
City were
I told you.
delayed.
Yeah, we
early
both
one.
said them. As soon as they come out, they'll score.
Oh, you needed them to hang on till about 60, didn't you, at least?
We're still winning 6-0. It's all right. They're still losing. It's all right. Let's get a VAR check on that goal, though.
Bernardo Silva has been linked with a move away this summer. Pep insists he's staying. He's scoring today.
Why would
The
he leave,
comeback
lad?
is on.
What would be the reason for Bernardo Silva?
Doesn't
to
like the
leave?
weather, apparently.
He's
Do you know
loved in
what it
Manchester.
is?
He's
I'll
fantastic
be
playing
honest
for a
with you.
fantastic team.
Pep Guardiola loves Barcelona more than anything.
Yeah, bro.
He will sell them players in order to help them get
This is a
back on their
conspiracy
feet.
theory,
Do
this,
you remember
lad.
in
It's
January
real.
when he just randomly said, "Oh, Ferran Torres, oh yeah, you lot can have him. I'll give you a lot cut price deal."
Yeah.
He will help Barca if it means I have to sell Bernardo.
Even at charity
Because
game,
he can.
like-
I can sign someone to replace Bernardo, but Barca probably couldn't. Poor guys, let me help
It's
them.
even like helping out his old pal Arteta, isn't it? Like we mentioned, Zinchenko
Absolutely.
and Jesus.
He's a
It did
secret-
actually say there as well,
Remember
53 minutes. So
Yeah,
maybe
I
it was
reckon
just
it was
our
like a
screen.
graphic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
I
was just a
reckon it was a
graphic on the
graphic.
screen. It doesn't look
Yeah,
like it was
glitch.
delayed at all. Just a glitch on the old graphic.
Yeah, he's
We'll
a-
look
he-
ahead now towards Super Sunday. All right, we have got Villa West Ham. We'll
Yeah.
talk about that in a minute.
Yeah.
We can talk about Wolves Newcastle as well, but we want to focus on the 4:30 kick-off. Fuad Spurs travelling away to newly promoted Nottingham Forest. Confident of
Not
getting
an
3
easy
points
ground,
there?
to be honest. That ground is rocking from what I've seen so
Yeah.
far coming. And I've said early in the seasons, these are the types of grounds you actually don't want to go to. The Ellen Roads, the Newcastle St James's Park. Is it Pride Park there? Forest's ground is
City
called?
ground.
City ground, yeah.
Don't say
But,
Pride
yeah.
Park, for God's sake.
Yeah,
they'll come
that's
in.
not
Yeah,
really-
they'll come in.
Nottingham Forest's ground is beautiful, by the way, lads. If you ever
I
go,
went last
I've never
week.
been. I'm gonna
Gorgeous.
go this
Yeah,
season. I've never
gorgeous.
been.
I went a couple of weeks ago.
What I'm hoping for is we can kind of, having had a good start to the season, use that confidence to go there and kind of ruin their party, because I think they've got a good vibe feeling going at the moment, signing a lot of players. It's looking promising, getting a few good results. I want them to for them to be their welcome to the Premier League game. Harry Kane,
I'll be honest.
Kulusevski, Son.
I'm going to
You
be
understand the levels.
totally honest. Totally honest. I went there a couple of weeks ago, and they was very fortunate against us. And that you're not going to get it louder this season than it was that day, because it's the first game back in the Premier League in 20 whatever years it is. They was all up for it. It was a loud ground, it's a beautiful ground. They was all over the shop. We was very unlucky.
And that's the thing. I think with them signing a lot of players, they need to get that gelled in, system settled in.
They had points of great play, but defensively they
can be got at.
Yeah, we hit the
And I
bar
think-
twice. We had the goal disallowed, penalty saved, and I think Spurs wiped them.
And I
tomorrow.
think, I've always said with our attack, I fancy us against most teams. If they turn up, I reckon that could get ugly for them. So I'm expecting a win tomorrow, even though it's away. But this is going to be the welcome to the Premier League moment, I hope.
Big statement.
Great attack then.
Wolves then for Newcastle tomorrow. We're going to the Molineux, looking to keep that unbeaten run going. It's only been 3 games, so Wolves haven't started very well either. I don't think they've won a game yet.
Nope.
I fancy us to go there and get a win as well, to be honest with you. It's going to be probably not a great game, maybe like a 1-0 Newcastle is what I'm hoping for. I don't think we're going to see Isak yet. He's going to be on the bench more than likely. Chris Wood up top is worrying. So I'm glad we've signed Isak. Obviously,
Callum
Callum
Wilson
Wilson's injured for a couple of weeks. Again, why we're pushed the button on Isak, because he's already shown in August that he's injury prone. Callum Wilson, unfortunately. But Newcastle,
Wilson, no, he's a good player.
he's a great finisher.
Yeah,
He'd be
Clinical.
one of the top in the top teams without a doubt.
Yeah,
if
he'd
he
He
didn't
would
get
if he didn't have getting injured all of the time.
boss
I rate
player.
him up there with outside the top 6 and someone that should be at a top club, but just injuries with Villa. You had what's his name?
Ings?
Ings,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
Oh,
the
yeah,
two
100%.
best finishes outside
Does
the
he go to
top.
the World Cup for you then, Callum Wilson? Or is the injury concerns too much gamble?
Injuries.
Yeah.
Same as Carroll when we had Carroll. Carroll would have been in every England squad, I think, just for something different.
Sturridge?
But it was Sturridge as well,
Sturridge,
yeah.
great example. Yeah, so hopefully it's a tight win for Newcastle tomorrow, but I'll take the 3 points. I'd even take a draw, to be honest with you. And then we've got Villa West Ham, who also play at 2 o'clock. Your boys travelling to Villa Park. Gerrard as well, we've mentioned. Maybe if he's under a bit of pressure. What do you think heading into that one?
I'm confident that we will beat Villa tomorrow. if we score early enough, we could put real pressure because the crowd are going to be edgy because it's not going great at Villa, and I've seen enough of our new signings now to I think they're ready. Obviously, Moisey hasn't put them in. If he puts him in tomorrow, I think we do okay against Villa.
I reckon you can get something against them.
Yeah, I do. But the other way, if they score early, then it could be the complete opposite. So I am confident, though. I'm quite confident of beating Villa, even though it is away. We've had a horrendous.
It's what you need to kick out your season as well. You just need a win, don't you? You need to get a win and a half-fought win.
Even a point, I think, would give us a bit of confidence. But I think we'll be okay. There's a lot of nonsense going about us being relegation. I don't think.
Oh no, that's definitely not.
Yeah,
it's too early for that type of talk. Without a doubt.
Rangers are 3-0 up in the SPL at home to Ross County. Sheffield Wednesday are 5-0 up in League One against Forest Green. I think it's a matter of time then, Fuad, before Man City pull it back.
Listen, the one team you never rule out is Man City. I think you saw that last week against your team. Like, they can turn the screws in an instant, literally. And when they do, teams start crumbling. The pressure gets there. Mistakes start happening. So, listen, this game is far from over, honestly. City could end up walking away here 4-2.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We could, yeah. Seen it last game of the season, lad. Thought we were going to win the league, lad.
Yeah. 7-0.
They don't even celebrate anymore.
This could be a record.
Mo Salah gets goal. Mo Salah gets goal. Mo Salah.
Joe Gomez.
Why is there no name underneath that?
Harvey Elliott. I'm just guessing.
Hey, 7-0 there, lad. Hey, 7-0. 2-1 to Palace and that. Mwah!
7-0.
Come on, show me the
Still
goal
waiting to
scorer,
see who
lads.
the goal scorer.
Firmino.
Still not Salah.
Salah.
Still not
Brev.
Salah.
What's going on?
Could it be double figures this one, Dale?
Yeah, it could be a record. This one.
What is the record in the Premier League?
There's a lot of people who
10, innit?
10 is the record.
He's in my fantasy team, lad.
I was going to say, a lot of people put Salah in their fantasy team and triple captain.
I've got Diaz, he's only got the one. 7-0.
Yeah, this is what we need to say. I like great 7-0 is boss, innit? Love. Who doesn't like winning 7-0, lads? Yeah.
Bournemouth.
But I hope this doesn't it doesn't lull us into a false sense of security. Be like, yeah, we're back on it now because we just beat Bournemouth 7-0.
No,
That's
but
not
this is the kind of game where you need to show yourselves we're back.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
it's an announcement.
It's
not just a little 2-1, is it?
No,
It's an
this
announcement.
is 7-0.
I'll tell you what as well, mate. From a fan's perspective, that's a long trip from Bournemouth.
I know, poor guys. 7-0.
Well, they went.
Long trip.
They paid money for it as well, lads. You know what I mean? Pay money, travel hours, and then go.
Should get refunded if it gets to 10.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I mean? Like,
and then pass
reimburse
five.
the fans.
I think that should be across the board, though.
Yeah.
Instant refund.
Here's your toll, lads. Sorry
Straight
about
into
that.
your account.
Free tickets for the next away game.
Put a pack of Walkers on there with a pack of Pombears and a Twix or something on the way back and that as well, lad.
2-0 Chelsea.
Chelsea.
Sterling again. I backed
Good
him.
on him. Good on him. Good on him.
Raheem.
Said he had to turn up today and Sterling certainly has done that. Finally getting amongst it in the Chelsea shirt, Raheem Sterling.
Good on him.
But it looks grim for Leicester.
It's looking very grim. Got to remember, Chelsea are down with 10 men here as well.
I know. That's what I'm saying. If you can't beat 10 men,
Or even
or
hold
even give
on.
a game, yeah.
Stay in the game. Even stay in the game. Like, they're out of the game now, pretty much. Still goalless at the Amex as well is a bit of a surprise. Brighton and Leeds are high flying.
Thought it was game of the weekend, 0-0.
Doyle not in charge of the match of the day.
I can't believe it. I thought this game was going to be exciting, you know.
I thought it was going to be a bang.
I did as
So
well.
right,
I
and
did
then
as
it
well, to
just
be
let
fair.
me down.
Yeah.
Like, Aronson scored a goal there, kid. Looks like it's going to be a nice match of the day then tonight.
A lot of goals, mate. Look at that.
Yeah,
It's
gorgeous.
13 goals
Gorgeous.
so far.
Brentford surprised as well. Brentford still 1-0 down at home.
All the highlights
to
for
Frank
Liverpool,
Lampard's
it's just going to be a goal, then a goal, then a goal. It's going to be no chances, lads.
They might do like what FIFA have to do. You know, when you score too many, they have to cut off.
Yeah. But it doesn't matter, lad. He's got 7.
Look at the rater.
Next manager to get sacked. Gerrard 6-1. What kind of stat is that? 8
Roger's
to 15.
the favourite.
What kind of like? I don't understand that type of fractioning.
The thing is with that sort of thing, them odds seem quite generous the way it's going, but they might not be able to afford to sack him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It might be one of them.
Who's going to Leicester
situations,
after that?
yeah.
Oh, Rafa is probably sniffing at all of these, going, which club do I want?
City 2-2.
Haaland
with the equaliser.
They've won the game. It's over.
They'll go on to win it, won't they?
Yeah, of course they will. Brentford need to turn that around against Everton. though. We ain't having much from them.
Beating them.
Damn. I'm going to see who scored the goal.
I hope none of those managers get sacked anyway. Clubs need to go back to the old format of sticking with managers for 3 years before sacking them.
Damn diddly damn.
Super chat here from Isaiah. Thank you for that. 2-0 with 10 men. Now Leicester are done out here.
Yeah.
It's
I agree
really,
with that.
really not looking good there, like, is it? We've just seen Rodgers favourite for the sack.
City just always come back, don't they? Even against you, 2 goals down.
Yeah.
What?
They just kind of do nothing about it.
They're so good.
It just takes one pass from one of the world-class midfielders to split the defence, and that's it. They're in.
This is why, like, so me and my mates, right, we have this thing, right, where when City used to go down, we'd message everyone, oh, City are losing, yeah. When that happens now, no one messages in the group on purpose, because we just know. They're going to score, and they're going to come back, because it's Manchester City. Fuck!
It's the same about banter in the early season form. Don't bother.
Yeah, just don't. Just don't.
Yeah, I saw something from the producer earlier, and we didn't get round to it because there was so many goals going in Liverpool, I think. But it was, you know, what's important at this stage of the season, performances or results? It's got to be results.
Yeah, always. It's for me,
Start
it's
the
whole
end.
season is results, lad. Doesn't matter. I could play crap all season, and if I win every game, no problem.
Give me 38 1-0s.
Yeah,
Do you know what I'm saying?
fantastic, lads.
It's not that you've always got time to turn your form around, haven't you? But if you're winning the games when you're in bad form, that's championship winning stuff.
Good saying, yeah.
The thing is, like, that 7-0 or 1-0 is still 3 points, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, I still want to see my team play attractive football. I definitely do. I don't want to see boring football, but the end result is the most important thing, without a doubt.
Leicester got one back at Chelsea.
Ooh, Harvey
Barnes.
Barnes.
Come on, Palace, get another goal there, dead quick.
We've written Leicester off.
Yeah.
Rodgers
away.
was,
Brendan was
Rodgers was
watching.
watching.
sacked.
Brendan was
Rodgers
watching
had us on the bench and said, I can't be listening to these. Taking the piss out of me.
I'll show them.
Oh, I'm just gonna.
Brighton
Oh, it's finally a goal at the
excitement, lads.
MX.
See that excitement then that you all had for that goal, eh?
Finally a goal at the MX. The deadlock has been broken, and it's
Pascal
Pascal Gross.
I'm just
1-0.
waiting for the City one to go.
Brighton.
And then
Yeah,
3
it's a
pop
matter
up,
of
lads.
Surely I mean, if Palace score again, surely your perfect afternoon would be this, and then Brentford to come back against Everton. And
Yeah,
that's
great.
your-
I mean,
Saturday.
it's your life complete, isn't it?
I don't, you know what? Yeah, it would be. I mean, I'm not really bothered about Everton. Like, I want them to stay up. Don't really care about what they do. They're my little brother type of, you know what I mean? All right, lad, how you doing? But the Palace game, if they draw this game, I'll be ecstatic, lad. Made up. 2 draws. We've got 2 draws. Fantastic.
Pascal Gross.
And we've still got to play each other. Like, everyone's forgetting this. Like, City could take 6 points off Liverpool, but Liverpool could also take 6 points off
what
City.
I'm talking about early season form. You've got all of these teams to play twice.
Yeah.
There's 6 points in every game. So if you're 5 points behind them, if you beat them twice and win every game each, you pipped them to their position.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? So
Exactly.
Yeah.
And on the same hand as well, when you lose against the
Is
team
that a
in
long
the first,
staff,
like,
brother?
first game, like we did against United.
Langstaff? Don't know who that is.
Langstaff.
No, not quite Longstaff.
Mate, my eyesight's getting worse with age.
Langstaff scored 2 for Notts County, or 3-0 away to Halifax. But one of the Longstaffs will be leaving Newcastle next week. Matty. Available on loan, yeah. And Sean doesn't get a game either now, to be fair.
They're both local lads, aren't they?
They are, yeah, so it's a shame. I know Matty well,
Sean,
but
you had a big bid come in January as well, wasn't
they
it?
turned down 50 million from Man United a couple of years ago.
Who was the lad that
We should
scored?
have snapped their hands off that one.
That was
Who was
Matty.
the lad that scored against United? That one?
Matty.
Was it
to be
Matty?
fair,
yeah.
Matty, right? At the time, I said this back. Issa Diop went to Fulham. You know, I think Man United or Tottenham offered 60 million for him. And when you look in retrospect, you think you should have snapped their hands off for that. If you at the time you'd have sold Matty Longstaff, mate, you'd have gone mental.
Would have been devastated.
Yeah, you'd have gone mental. That geezer that was bouncing off the shutters like Ric Flair, he would have been devastated.
Woo!
Woo! Yeah.
The Sean Longstaff's better than Declan Rice, remember that?
Yeah.
Wanna carry on.
That went well.
We've got great. We've got 3 minutes until the Arsenal versus Fulham team news is out this afternoon. That is the 5:30 p.m. kickoff at the Emirates. Before we get into that, we'll get into what we think, how that team's going to look, how the game's going to go. But there is strong rumours that Thomas Partey is not at the team hotel with the Arsenal squad. 99% sure he does not play against Fulham today.
Why's that? Does anyone know the reason why? Can anyone comment into the group and let us know?
Don't know why.
No.
Don't know why.
I haven't heard anything.
But we'll look at the team in a couple of minutes. But Doyle, if you think Fulham could cause an upset, actually, I'll come to you, Nicky, because I know you've got a bet on Fulham to cause an upset, actually, haven't you?
Yeah. No, I don't. No, you can't
You showed me your phone. You showed me your phone. You've got a bet on Fulham.
No, listen. Right, listen.
Back out of it.
This is what I said. Right. if they entice Arsenal into a fight, into a physical game, they could well beat them. That's what I said.
Well, that'll
I'm
be
not
the
saying they will,
Well, they should.
but that's what they've got
That'll
to
be
do.
the plan, wouldn't it?
Fear
Mitrovic roughing people
Fear
up.
him.
Yeah.
He is a player, right? No, before he come up, right? Everyone was talking about top goal scorers and I was looking at all stats for my fantasy team and I seen Mitrovic, yeah? And that man scored 43 goals, yeah? And got like 17 assists, yeah? Something crazy. I know it's a championship. I know. Okay, I get it. He's not going to score 43 goals in the Premier League. But that's a goal scorer right there, lad. No matter how you look at it. 43 goals.
No matter what league
Are
you're
you mad? That's a lot of goals. And so when he came up to the Premier League, I was like, he's going to score goals, him. And little did I know this, lad. So much so that he came up to Liverpool, lad. Bagged 2 goals against us. Skinned Virgil van Dijk, got a penalty. I was just like, I wish I didn't know this. I wish I didn't know this was going to happen,
With
lads.
the world's slowest flip-flap ever.
And Fulham obviously as well, unbeaten so far this season. Silva doing a great job there so far. They haven't had an easy start with fixtures.
They've come up and showed everybody that they're not going to be a yo-yo club this season.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what they've done.
Yeah.
I thought Forest were going to come up and be that club, yeah, where they've got that, that refound energy because they're back in the Premier League and they're going to be like Leeds and new giants again. No, absolutely not. They have not
'Cause I
got the
feel like-
tactics like Fulham have.
Yes, I feel like Fulham have come up with the right idea, though, where they're not just trying to be what they were in the Championship, where attacking on the front foot, they know they can dominate teams. They know in the Premier League they're not going to be able to do that, so they've made themselves more rigid.
Yep.
They've made themselves more aggressive, and that's what they had to do with you lot to play to that level. I think teams like Bournemouth, Forest, just seeing it, they're coming out gung-ho, still playing the way they were playing in the Championship.
Yeah.
That is going to cost you, because Norwich last year, biggest lesson they should have learned very early on. You can't do that. This is a different level.
And they've made sure they're not making the same mistakes they did a couple of years ago when they splashed the cash. Remember, they spent like 120 million.
They
And
bought
when
like
they came back
15,
up
14 players, lad, like
straight
what
back
Norwich
down.
and Forest have just done.
Yeah. Fulham are looking good, playing good football, hard to beat. And then when you've got that striker up front who can score goals, I think Leno as a keeper has a decent signing.
But they're not going far
And
either. Like,
Barbu, the wing back's a good signing.
yeah.
they're not
This would be a
travelling
good test for Saliba
Yeah,
for Arsenal
against
because
Mitrovic.
he's
big
looked
lads.
really good this season. But this is what the Premier League is. This is what you're going to face.
Don't play against the same striker every week.
No,
you don't
no.
play against the same tactics every week. That's
Yeah.
why tactics. You've got to be a smart football manager to be in the Premier League because you've got to have a different tactic for every single football team that you play in this league because they will come at you with that. That's what they do. It's a hard league to play in. Mitrovic is going to be a test for every centre back this season. If you can do that to Virgil van Dijk, you can do it to anybody, lad.
Yeah.
The team news should be out any second now. I'll see if I can actually get it on my phone as the producers try and get it up. But
I'll be able to get it up now. Like, give
see
me a
if we
little
can get
moment
it up.
here.
We've got Arsenal, Fulham,
we go.
5:30 lineups. Yeah, we'll go. We've got Ramsdale in goal for Arsenal. Ben White, Saliba, Gabriel, and Tierney at the back. Tierney makes a return.
City
City pulled it back. There you
Erling
go,
Haaland
Doyle.
again.
2-0 down at half time. 3-2 Man City. And it's an Erling Haaland brace.
Isn't that just great? Hey, isn't that just?
Hey, he's
Is that
still
him
winning
top-
7.
Is it him top goal scorer now?
Yeah, he might be actually. Him or Rodrigo.
I think they might be joint now.
Heavy.
That's 4 goals. He scored. Did he score 2 against us?
So
He
no
did score
one
two.
against me. One against Newcastle.
Yeah, it's 5 then. He's the top goal scorer.
As expected.
All of that's nonsense that we was talking about. He might not hit the ground running, and if he
I don't know
goes,
who's
Oh, he
that,
scored
like?
5, so he's top goal scorer
he's
now.
top goal scorer. 5 goals, 4 games.
Back to the team news, anyways, as we're less than an hour away from kick-off at the Emirates. Arsenal, I'll run through it from the start again. Ramsdale, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Kieran Tierney, Saka, El Neni, Odegaard, Granit Xhaka and Martinelli with Gabriel Jesus up top. No Zinchenko on the bench for Arsenal and no Party as suspected, as we mentioned before kick-off. Do you want to get do you know what the Fulham team is there, Doyle?
We got Baird Leno in goal. We have Tete, I believe his name is, in right back or left back. We got Adara Bayo.
Tosin.
Adara Bayo.
Tosin Adorabayo.
Yeah, Adara Bayo. Sorry, lads. Sorry, guys. I'm not meaning to be a butcher. Tim Ream, Anthony Robinson, Harrison Reed, Nixon's Cabano, Bobby Di Cordova Reed, Pereira, Paulina, and Mitrovic up front.
Big Mitro up top then. Everything's going to have to go through him today.
Gutted about Man City there. Absolutely gutted. Hopefully Palace can pull one back and get a 3-3 again. That'd be lovely. Just a team, aren't they? Just a force, Man City, lad.
You can't do anything about it. You just really can't be out.
Once he gets into them, once he starts speaking in their ear roll, there's no stopping them.
Yeah.
They steamroll. They've done it to us last season at the London Stadium. We was in good form as well.
They're unbelievable,
And
aren't they?
a good form at home, but they come. We was 2-0 up, cruising, Got in here right half time.
Big
They
signing as well.
they should have won it. To be fair, they had penalty saved in the last seconds of the game, and it's just a tough team. That's what I say. It's just business as usual for them. Even when they go down, they don't panic. They don't.
Just score goals.
Yeah, they just score goals. That's it.
And Erling Haaland as well has had a fantastic start, hasn't he? We can't lie. 5 goals in 4 games.
What do you think of that?
Decent.
Making it look easy,
He's
isn't
great. I think he's absolutely.
What about the attitude of him?
I think he's arrogant AF. He definitely is very arrogant, lad. But it's one of them, innit? If you've got the numbers to back it up, you need that. Like, strikers need to be arrogant. They need to be confident. They can't go into a game going, "I'll be humble about this," because then he won't score. That's what they need to do. They need to take the chances and believe in themselves. So I have no problem with him being arrogant, to be quite honest with you. If he's rude, that's different. If you're rude with your arrogance, then that's different. But you can be arrogant. You can be like, "I'm going to score goals," because you do score goals.
Yeah.
So no problem with that, lad.
Vibe about him, isn't he?
He does, but if he says, "I score goals because that goalkeeper's crap," then you're being rude, lad.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's different, you know what I mean? Arrogance is not a problem. No problem with confidence.
What I like about Haaland is when he misses a chance and he just smiles and laughs.
Yeah,
I've
because
seen
he
the amount
just
of times
knows.
he does that, he just smiles and laughs. He just
knows
gets
he can
on
do
with it.
better.
His head doesn't drop.
Yeah.
He doesn't get angry. He doesn't go
not
in
a
a little
fault.
hissy fit and punch the floor like you see players doing.
I've seen
Gets
him
on with
this
it.
season, man. I've never, obviously, first time I've seen him in the Premier League. He's a unit.
He's 6'4".
Oh,
He's
so
6'4",
big,
and he's that
so
fast.
big.
He's
A Viking,
unbelievable.
man.
He looks like he's been literally grew in a lab, and he's a mechanical man, lad. Because even the way he runs at it's like,
Terminator.
it's mad.
Yeah.
Terminator sentence.
It's just insane. And he's doing it in the Premier League now, so no one can doubt him, can they?
Hardest job, mate, in football, scoring goals.
It
He's
is.
got it in abundance. I don't know where he gets it from because his dad was bloody useless. Don't hurt me, please, if you see that.
Yeah, it's mad,
Yeah.
innit?
Crazy.
Good on him.
Crazy.
QPR 3-2 up away to Watford. They were behind as well. They've pulled it back 2-0 to Rotherham in the Championship at home to Birmingham. Bristol Rovers 1-0 up at home in League One to Shrewsbury. Plenty of goals
Zinchenko's out
flying
as well, you
in.
know.
Yeah, Partey and Zinchenko out injured for Arsenal. Partey suffering from a tight right thigh. Zinchenko left out after suffering a slight sprain to his left knee in training on Friday.
Tierney will probably come in.
Yep.
Yeah, he has come in.
Tierney's
Yeah.
at left back, starting left back.
And then
It's not a bad replacement, is it, to be fair?
Not at all.
that's why they signed Zinchenko, isn't it?
But
'Cause Tierney always
Zinchenko
had the issues.
has played well for them. It's been quite important to them. First couple of games.
Midfield, do they? I wonder if they'll play that Fabio Vieira kid now.
He's on the
You
bench
can
today.
maybe put Xhaka where Partey would play as a sitter.
Just to give him a
Play
game.
Vieira in the 8. See what he looks like.
They're at home, aren't they? So, are they at home? Or are they away?
Who's that?
Arsenal.
Arsenal to him.
Yeah. The
Depending on
fastest
how
goal.
long that Partey's missing for, it could kickstart a bid for Tielemans.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
shout. Haaland equals Ivan Drago.
Yeah.
Good
He is.
shout, that.
He's exactly
Good
right.
shout, actually.
So now they're
a
getting throws,
machine.
isn't he, lads?
He looks like Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, he
He
does.
literally looks
actually.
like Brock Lesnar.
Oh, Canella. I was hoping for a little draw or loss there for City, lads. It's not going to happen, is it? That's gonna switch to 4 in a minute. Maybe 4-2, like Fuad said. And
Yeah,
having it. Why aren't we 10-0 up yet?
You're not breaking the record. Trying to break our record.
Only messing. At least we got our 3 points. That's gonna. I mean, sure, we got our 3 points, yeah. So
Surprised that Brentford are still losing to him. now?
Yeah, I am, because they've been in decent form, especially Tony, and it doesn't look like they've got much going on. But good on Everton, because
How many
it's
minutes
only
left now?
10 minutes
Used
left.
up all their senzu beans on the United performance.
It looks like it.
Yeah.
how many minutes left of these games now?
They've got goals in them. They
10
come back
minutes.
from two down against Fulham last week, and
Yeah.
they
And
lose
then
it. So
win the last minute. Innit?
yeah,
That was a good game to watch. That.
yeah. Always good, aren't they?
Yeah.
3-2.
Last week was incredible. I can't like Premier League results.
Oh, it was
in
mental.
general. The City game, the Brentford game, mad everywhere.
Today's not
18
doing-
goals to watch in Match of the Day tonight, if you're watching.
7 of them are Liverpool's. You'll enjoy them all.
I'm sure you're a Bournemouth fan.
I've been watching a lot more Match of the Day this season for some reason.
It's my favourite thing to do, lad. I love it. I absolutely love it. I love watching all the football all day. Like I live and
last
breathe
couple
footy.
of years, I just haven't really. I think the timings have always been off. I've always been out or something like that.
I mean, to be fair, like Liverpool have been really good the last few seasons, so that's why I've
Yeah.
been watching it. When we lose or draw, I'm a little bit like, I'm not.
I got something else to do, you know.
Yeah. Or what I do is I watch it and then skip ahead of the Liverpool game and don't even watch it, like, because all that's going to happen is I'm just going to watch the pundits talk
If you
crap.
lose, you
over
watch
me.
it.
Yeah, I watch it, but I don't watch the Liverpool game.
8-0.
I actually don't.
8-0.
It's called 8-0 downstairs.
Yeah, you did, lad?
Yeah.
Cricket. Go ahead, Mo.
It has
Mo.
become a cricket score.
Mo Salah gets a goal. Gets a goal. Gets a goal.
I'll tell you what.
Oh, yeah, Diaz, man. I want
This
Diaz.
could be. Is the record 9 or 10?
9 according to that. I thought it was 9. 9 in the chat. I think you said 10, didn't you?
Wigan.
Is it 9 Wigan?
Yeah, Spurs.
South
Wigan.
Man United.
I think
beat
Southampton got beat twice 9-0, didn't
didn't
they?
they?
Yes,
Leicester,
Leicester
and
last
Man
season.
Carvalho,
This could
lad.
be a record.
Oh, Fabio
Fabio.
Carvalho.
Mo Salah must be playing this game. Right? What's going on with me?
He might have come off. You don't know.
Mate, you just rest him for Wednesday. Big game on Wednesday, Newcastle, yeah.
And he's still on. Bobby Firmino
he's
got took
dead.
off. Mo Salah will be gutted here, seeing 8 goals going and not scoring one of them. He'll be fuming, you know.
I was going to say, I guarantee he won't even be smiling about this result.
No,
He'll
he
just
won't.
be looking at
No
everyone
problem with that. I haven't got a problem with
Where's
it. No
my
problem.
tap?
You all
Where's my
scored, but
tap?
you didn't help me score. Selfish.
Ten Datum, who's a DR member again in the chat, he says the records are 9-0 and 10-1.
10-1, yeah. I knew there was 10 scored.
So a clear 9 goals, basically.
Yeah.
You've got 10 minutes, just less than 10 minutes to get 2 goals. Make it 10-0.
I would not be bothered if we don't get 2 goals. I just want to go for Palace. That's all I want.
for it.
I just want to.
I
That's
say
your goal
10,
difference,
man.
good,
Go
don't
for it.
Oh, it
Yeah.
does, man.
When a record is in sight, you got to go for
Yeah,
it.
why not?
This
Like
is
this-
sorry for
Go on. No, I was just going to say, at this point, Klopp should be...
Yeah, like why not?
Yeah,
Why not?
let's do it.
Touchline
Go
going
for
crazy.
it.
Yeah,
That's
let's
a
go.
statement, that innit?
It's a killer blow for Parker and Bournemouth this too, isn't it? It's a real dagger early on in the Premier League.
Wake
Isn't
up.
it?
It's not nice for them.
But that's
Wake
the thing,
up.
is it? When you're being questioned as well, for a manager, what better way than to go and get a record score in the Premier League ever?
Yeah.
You say we're finished, you say we can't score goals, can't they? Ain't you?
No, I'm on about
Tell me.
Scott Parker. I'm on about
Oh,
Bournemouth.
Parker.
How's he feeling? How are they feeling?
This,
Back in the Premier
this
League.
will be
I'm
one
sure
of them
very
ones
bad.
where he gets him in the change. This is going to be like a make or break for them. It'd be like,
Turning point.
yeah,
Oh.
that
He
that
goes
is-
in and
Yeah.
backhands
Does
every
he
player, lad.
improve tactically, and what does he do in the window in this last week? That's what it will kind of wake him up to, I hope.
I mean, that their striker, that Kiefer Moore, he's a big lad, he's a handful, but he costs like a couple of £1 million. He's
Yeah.
a proper championship player.
How
Like,
much?
A lot of their, I can't remember, I think it
Welsh
was
lad,
like
isn't he?
3 million, 4 million from Cardiff.
Yeah.
So how are you going to lead the line in the Premier League? Would you been talking about Mitrovic at Fulham? Banging in goals, and they've got Kiefer Moore up top, and they've got the odd player here and there. That's just
It's a big
not good
gamble.
enough. Not
It's a
good
big
enough.
£5 million
gamble, man.
quid. It's
5
nothing,
million.
is it?
Up to
Do you know what
5
though?
million.
If I'm honest with you, like Bournemouth have never had the best history of buying players. You know, they bought Ibe, they bought
Lewis
Solanke.
a
Graben.
left back offers, which
Lewis
was from
Graben
Australia.
was a
I can't
record
remember his
fee.
name, lad.
I remember.
Yeah,
Zavon
Lewis- like,
Hines.
they've not really bought the best players. I can't lie.
Their strategy when they were last in the Premier League was just sign light-skinned wingers who are fast. And that's
Jordan Ibe, yeah.
Jordan Ibe, all of them. They had
What
them.
happened to him?
He got really depressed, lad. He went into like depression and didn't have a good time in football. That's all.
Yeah, missed a penalty against EFTV, didn't he? In the they played a game against them.
Did really?
In the summer, and he missed a penalty against EFTV.
He fell from
finished
great.
Jordan Ibe.
He's fell from grace, like the poor lad. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. He played for Derby for a while, didn't he? And then
Shout out Chris UG, who's became a DR Sports member. Welcome to TR1. Thank you for
That's
joining
Gary
DR
Cagle
Sports as a member, Chris UG.
That's how quickly football can happen as well. Like, yeah, it's just he played for Liverpool, big team. Raheem Sterling left. He had loads of pressure put on him.
17 million quid when I was saying.
15 mil, yeah.
15 million.
Crazy.
High hopes.
Imagine that.
And we sold him. Who else did we sell them? Dominic Solanke.
Solanke.
He's
yeah.
playing all
20
right for them.
million.
Yeah.
Oh my
He must be
God.
injured because he wasn't in the team today.
See,
I mean, it
he
doesn't
should
look
be
like he
their
would've
main
made a
goal
difference
scorer,
anyway.
not Kiefer Moore.
To be honest, that's just.
Should he
I guess
not
his
be their
numbers
main
in the
goal
championship
getter,
were all right, aren't
Solanke?
they?
Yeah.
Was he not scoring goals on
I
a
think he
regular?
was. Yeah,
He was, yeah.
Might be
he's
injured though.
He's the one
He
that
must
played
be
well.
injured. He wasn't in the starting lineup.
Because I thought that was meant to be the big thing this year. Oh, see how he kind of adapts to the Premier League.
Again.
Yeah.
Palace gives a goal. Gives a. Oh, fuck off.
City
4-2.
4-2. Haaland Hat-trick.
I literally
Haaland
sat here and
Hat-trick.
said it.
Wow.
Haaland Hat-trick.
Alright, well, I've got him in my fantasy team, so.
It was nice while it lasted, people.
I think everyone on the planet's got to be on their fantasy team. Now. That's the problem.
Brentford have equalised, and it's 9-0.
9-0. Go for the 10 now. Alright, they've won the game. Just go for 10.
2 goals.
And Brentford have
equalised
Mo Salah, no, yeah.
Exactly the same
Yeah,
time.
exactly the same time. I said Brentford, you said Liverpool.
Mo Salah gives a goal there, lads. Oh, Erling Haaland's on 6 goals, lads. Wow.
Janelt for Brentford with the equaliser.
If this isn't
Diaz.
Mo Salah, it's Diaz.
Yeah.
Yes, fantasy
my
team for
God.
Diaz as well. Lovely
Wow.
stuff.
Luis Diaz.
Wait a minute. He could get the record-breaking goal.
Yeah,
He
for the
could.
hat-trick as well,
He could,
yeah.
he would
Oh,
love that
Mo
as well,
Salah,
wouldn't
you mean, yeah?
Yeah.
Is he still on the pitch, Salah?
Yeah, he is.
Wow.
That's how, like,
Come
quite
on,
mad it
he's
is, isn't it?
Probably
I
refused
think
to
he's
get
been
subbed
sitting
off.
down for the last 72
He must have,
minutes.
lads. 9-0 is mad.
Haaland scored a hat-trick in less than 20 minutes. 62, 70 and 81. 2-0 Palace at half-time, 4-2 City with
Brentford will be pushing Everton now.
Yeah, let's hope Brentford can get a late winner, maybe.
Oh, I'm gutted about Palace game. Really, that gave me so much hope at that time, lad. And I just went, Doyle, shut up, lad. There you go.
Still, that's some scoreline, isn't it? 9-0.
It's outrageous. It's outrageous scoreline.
I'll be sitting there celebrating every goal like it was the only goal, lad. You know what I mean?
What a day AGT's picked to drop out of the show and go back to Liverpool, hasn't he?
Mr. 9-0, lad.
That's his one every year, and he's gone.
He's picked a good one.
I need 10 now. 10 would be glorious. Look how many names are on that list. If we get a penalty.
Crackers, isn't it?
Yeah, it's mad. Don't think I've ever seen a list.
Do you think top flight teams should be losing 9-0?
No way.
Absolutely
no
not.
way. That shows that Bournemouth aren't a top flight team.
There's a golfing class. That's what that is, and they shouldn't be playing against each other.
Obviously, the Bournemouth any team could go Anfield and get beat 4-5-0, but 9-0's.
But it's teams like that because I had this argument last year with a co-host of mine, Ryan, on our channel, and he's saying like Norwich waste of time, get them out of the league. They're wasting everyone's time being there, and I'm like, but they've earned their right to be here.
To be absolutely.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? They've earned whether they, how they want to approach it is up to them. But they've same as Bournemouth, they've earned their right to be in this league.
Yeah.
You know
just because you're in the same league doesn't mean you're all at the same level. That's
that's
different levels, and they're almost like entry point into the level. So Liverpool are right; they're one of the best teams in Europe at the end of the day. And I think Parker, fairly new manager, that team and that system. When you named the lineup at the start of it, I was like, yeah, this is
he left Fulham for Bournemouth.
We wanted blood, didn't we, today? Yeah, he did. He left Fulham for Bournemouth, but then look at Fulham now.
That's what I'm saying.
Flying.
The thing is, like you're right, Fuad. I mean, I don't think Parker. He'll be looking at that. What he'll be doing, Parker's probably got in his office a little mini league of where he needs to look at points. He'll be looking at 15th, 14th, to 20th, and he'll be thinking, right, maybe we could go here and get a point. Maybe we could go to Leeds and get a point. You're not going to be thinking Anfield, is he? So
Anfield away.
Just how he picks up the.
He's already
just how he picks up the dressing room now, though.
Just
how he picks up the dressing room now.
I definitely didn't expect 9-0. Like, no, I don't think anyone expected 9-0. That's ridiculous.
I've got it on my board actually, but see it full time.
It happens with teams, though, doesn't it? Sometimes when you score that many goals, the heads just go down and just want the game to end.
I did not put 9-0.
I'd nobody put 9-0 on that board. If you did, lad, what?
And someone's just made a point. Bournemouth beat Villa 2-0.
Yeah, they did, yeah.
Oh, they did actually.
Yeah.
Lampard, Gerrard.
8-0, you did as well. Man
Close.
said 8-0.
Oh, I bet you're sweating when that 9-1 went in.
Yeah. 8-0, lad. You really thought that before to start, lad?
Bro, I think Bournemouth are
Are you joking? Did you actually put that?
No,
I thought you just scribbled it out.
No,
the amount of stuff I've seen coming in,
Oh
from
my
this game.
days, I thought you just done that for a joke right there and then.
They are saying they look hopeless. Like a lot of people.
No, every season you get that
You
one
should
derby.
have bet on that and cashed out, mate.
You get that derby, that Norwich, that are just the Premier League whipping boys. I could tell it was going to be Bournemouth or Forest this year. Once I saw Forest's moves, I said, yeah, Bournemouth is looking ugly.
Might to come up a bit naively, thinking that they're going to come in and play attacking football. But they did just beat Villa like that.
It's always the team that like comes up with that core 11 as well. It's like, lads, we got up here, we're going to stay out. And it's like, you're not good enough. No. Half of you were playing in League 2 4 years ago.
We haven't seen that very often, have we, when the team keep that core together.
We got beat by Man City over 2 legs in the League Cup. I think we got beat 6-0 in the first leg and we had to play the second leg. I said, like, cricket, man, should be able to declare. Just say, no, I don't want to play that second leg.
Forfeit, yeah.
Pointless.
Didn't turn up. I think there's only like, I remember Blackpool kept a lot of their core players and they came up, didn't they, in Holloway, and they did unbelievable that first season.
Yeah.
Apart from them, I can't remember a team where they've not invested much and managed to compete in the league.
I'll tell you one. Sheffield.
Well, that first season under Wilder.
That first season under Wilder was like, oh, you can do it with the same group of lads you came up with, and then second season everyone was like, oh, no, you can't.
Yeah, but that happened.
Didn't Burnley do that as well? Burnley did it when he first came up as well?
Yeah.
Who? Burnley?
No, but Burnley are one of those, they stayed up for a while.
Yeah, but they come up with the same group of players and he did it by implementing it. So their style was just hard to beat. They weren't going to win loads of games, they were hard to beat. And you can do that.
They'd already been in the Premier League before, I feel like, that group of players.
Burnley?
Yeah.
Had they?
Are you talking about the first time they came up?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, then that's different.
Like they come up with
that first time, yeah, they did surprise me a little
become
bit.
really difficult to beat.
They
knew they weren't better. They just went, we know we're not better footballers, but you're not going to beat us at the same time.
Looks like Tielemans might be injured for Leicester.
They almost took the mantle of
ruin his transfer move.
Yeah, that's not what he wants a week before the transfer window, I'm sure.
Oh, why is that? Say Thiago has stayed on. Which Thiago are we talking about here?
I don't know. Didn't say. I don't think it's Liverpool.
But this could be a wake-up call for Bournemouth owners. If they want to stay in the league, they're going to have to invest in the last week of the window. Surely sign a few players.
It's just tough, isn't it? What can you get done with a week?
Yeah.
You
Well,
know
deadline
what?
day, looking forward to that. There's always a few signings on deadline day.
Gives number 10, lad.
What we
Possible
do-
penalty to Liverpool.
Oh my goodness!
Don't give it to Salah.
Give it to Salah, lad. Give
Oh,
in fact,
no.
give it to Ali.
Give it to
Let's
Diaz,
go.
man. Diaz hat-trick.
Oh, yeah, fair play.
Fancy team.
Oh, this is going to be a tough one for
If
Salah.
Salah
This, you know.
takes this over a
Salah's
Diaz
gonna be
hat-trick,
like, yeah.
he's so selfish.
And I agree.
So selfish.
But also, I want him to be selfish. I do.
Nah.
But also,
Let Diaz
Should just
get
let,
his first
um,
hat-trick.
give him his pet.
Just let the keeper take it for the laugh, man. Do you know what I mean?
VAR check, man.
Let the keeper get the 10th.
Oh, this is heavy, innit, lads?
Let Alisson take the 10th,
Bad
mate.
decision. I don't know what this is going to be, lads. I don't know what Salah's going to do in this situation right now. He should give it to Diaz.
VAR or
Your
checking the penalty.
ego.
Let's see.
Salah could always miss it, mate, couldn't he?
Yeah.
Imagine that. Could read the
If
record.
he
He did
takes
it
it and
against
misses it, oh my god, I'd sell it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Watford
I'd
have
say
pulled one back, 3-3 in the Championship against QPR.
Wow.
Good game there.
If only that was Palace.
Oh, why?
No pen.
No penalty.
Okay.
Boo. Boo again.
A record breaker there.
We're in the 91st minute
I'm
at
the
Brentford.
referee
It's
in that
still
game.
1-1.
If I'm the referee in that game, I'm doing everything in my power possibly to make that game a 10-0.
yeah,
I want to be involved in a record-breaking game.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm giving it as a pen.
Burnley 4, Wigan 1. Good start of life for Vincent Kompany as a coach at Turf Moor.
He's doing well there. Isn't
He is
Quite
actually doing
unlikely,
well.
isn't
It's
it?
such a weird
I,
sign.
I want to see what they look like when they come back.
Yeah.
They're going to be playing like tiki-taka, flowing
Imagine,
football,
lad.
and it's like,
Burnley need to change the name, the crest, the kit colours, everything.
Everything that needs to change, eh?
They're like
Gold kits,
They're like a
different
WWE
badge.
wrestler that goes away and comes back with a different gimmick, man.
Mick Foley,
it'd be
Cactus
mental.
Jack, the Undertaker. Blackpool 3,
But
Bristol
have
City
you heard
3.
the magical story as well of where Sean Dyche might end up next? It's almost poetic. It goes hand
Stoke.
in hand. Yes.
It's got
Of course, it's Stoke.
The
That makes so much
revival
sense.
of Stoke
That makes
is
so much
back,
sense.
ladies and gentlemen.
Burnley number B,
Long
lads.
throws, left, right, and centre.
telling you. Because when Stoke faded out of the Premier League, Burnley came over and took that mantle so
yeah.
perfectly. And last year, I said this is almost the last team that's that physical. You know the cold Wednesday night
Yeah.
line.
Yeah.
No, there's no team in the Premier League
Sheffield
left like
Premier
that.
League. It's
Yeah.
Sheffield, Burnley, Stoke.
I
Sheffield.
hated Stoke.
Now,
Yeah, everyone
I
hates
hate
there's
Stoke.
no one now.
I hate Burnley.
Everyone's trying to play tippy-tappy football out of the back and they're getting 9-0.
And these are just walking, throwing elbows everywhere. Like, get out the way, lad.
Who was the striker?
Who?
Stoke.
Who's the striker?
What was his name? The
Bojan.
Ricardo Fuller.
Bojan.
John Waters.
You got Ricardo
Walters.
Fuller, John
Walters.
Walters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God.
Dog.
Doggy.
Dogs. He does
All
the
of them, man.
doggy work, I'm telling you.
Shawcross. Oh,
Shawcross, aye.
Whelan,
Whelan.
Charlie Adam.
Peter Crouch
Listen,
played for them for
that
a little
was
bit,
a
didn't he?
proper
He did,
menacing
yeah.
team.
Scored a screamer
Phil
for them as well,
Bardsley.
Against
Rory
against
Delap,
City, I
obviously,
think.
with the long
Phil
throws.
Bardsley, lad.
Bardsley. Oh, God.
Proper menace.
5-1 to Burnley now.
Samuel Bastian. Salford with looks like a late winner in League 2 at home to Stevenage.
I'll tell you what as well, someone that's gone under the radar. Brighton have picked up another 3 points here, it looks like. I'll tell you
Listen,
what,
Potter, man.
yeah, Potter
Speak on
is unbelievable.
Yeah, he is.
Unbelievable manager.
I was some-
1-1. Is that finished? No, it's not finished just
No, not
yet.
yet, no.
I was someone I was very critical of him when he was linked with the Spurs job about a year and a half ago before Nuno got it. And I was like, it's too soon. I haven't really seen what he can do. But what he's doing at Brighton, now it's almost 3 years where relegation's not even a concern.
No.
You look at his recruitment every summer as well. The
Unbelievable.
Moritima kid this year, Mudder is it last year, Pascal Gross,
Losing some
Trossard.
important players as
And
well.
he loses big
Replaced
players
them.
all the time. Ben
Signing for
White.
next to nothing.
Isn't
as well.
Mopai going to
Umbrella.
Everton this season?
It's the same credit that I give to Ten Hag at Ajax, where I always say if a manager can afford to lose his best player, rebuild and still hit targets, you deserve so much credit. And this season, I think he could push that Conference League spot. Where
Yeah,
you
I
got
think he
saying
can.
Newcastle.
Oh,
I think
Liverpool haven't
Newcastle
broke the
and Brighton
record.
will be the two teams that kind of push that.
I think he could. I've backed them to be like a bit of a surprise package in the Premier League, Brighton.
100%.
I think he could be the next England manager.
He could be.
He
I'd
fits
rather have
it.
him now than Southgate.
Fits it, doesn't
All day
he?
long.
Yeah, I
He's
think
the version of Southgate.
Progressive thing
I think
England have ever done.
if we don't get World Cup time, I think if we don't get to the final of the tournament again, if we finish less than the semi-finals, I think Southgate might called time on it.
Good.
And I think at the end of the season, Potter could be well in consideration for that England job.
Absolutely. It would make sense. He could be there for years. He could actually play good football,
Yeah.
not be pragmatic like Southgate is.
He's good. He's a dynamic manager. He has a style of football, but he also fits a style of football to whatever team he's playing. That's what we were talking about earlier. He's a very intelligent
He's
football
got
manager.
different plans for every team he comes up against.
Intelligent lad.
He's very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
Very
And he
good.
came up against a Leeds side that were banging form. They were second in the league, I think, before a day.
That's the thing about tactical managers as well. I don't like it when people are called tactical when they've just got one system. And no, you've got a formula.
Yeah.
But a good tactical manager reads what the situation
There's
is,
a playbook,
reads what
lads.
the opposition is.
Yeah.
Looks at his players and says, this is what works today. Boom. And he always seems to get it right.
Yeah, so that is full time at Anfield. Liverpool 9, Bournemouth 0. One off the record, but what a comeback that is, eh?
Yeah, fantastic. I mean, I only wanted a little 2-0 or something, lad. So to give us 9 goals, what can you say about that, lad? Are we in the mud still, or what's happening there, lads? You know what I mean?
Full time at Brentford, 1-1 is finished there. Gordon did put Everton in the lead. Brentford equalised through Janelt, and that's finished. Ones each. Chelsea's also finished, Nicky, 2-1 winners at home to Leicester. Even with 10 men, they got the job done. 2 goals from Raheem Sterling.
Good on him.
What was we saying? He needs to get going today, and he's won the game.
Best goal scorer in that team at the moment, like without a doubt. You watched him for England in the Euros. He scored all our goals, didn't he?
There's games. He's a frustrating player because sometimes he really frustrates you, but then there's other times when he starts playing, he's like unbelievable. It's like world class.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he doesn't do that enough.
Yeah.
For the national side as well.
2 games still playing in the Premier League. Brighton 1-0 up at home to Leeds, and City 4-2 up against Palace. Not long to go now.
Nope. It'll be a couple of minutes.
Someone in the chat here, Doyle, asking you what's your thoughts on Wednesday, Newcastle. Got Newcastle coming to Anfield on Wednesday.
It's not going to be one of them easy games.
Better not be 9-0.
Newcastle, it definitely won't be 9-0. lad. Newcastle are going to be a force this season. I think they're going to finish top 10 without a doubt. So, being at Anfield, I think that we can still win. If it was the other way around, I'd be very scared about this game. But I think we can do it, lads.
Yeah.
I'm not no disrespect to your team, lad. I just feel like we do have quality. The fact that we've just scored 9 goals now as well. Probably kick on from here now. This is the start of the season, and we've both scored 9 goals, guys. 9. Okay. So we're going to kick on from here. I'm pretty certain of it.
A lot of people asking me.
Sorry, City have finished at Crystal Palace.
Full time.
Don't forget, while we're waiting for the Brighton and Hove Albion and Leeds game, the boxing watch along tonight is KSI.
Oh, yeah.
KSI.
Oh, yeah.
2 people in one night.
What?
2 people in one night.
Oh, this is
one off.
madness, isn't it?
Yeah.
If he does it, like, good on him, I guess. Isn't one of them like a rapper and that as well? Like
one of them's a rapper, one of them's a proper boxer.
Yeah.
Swarms and
is a rapper.
Yeah.
He Deliveroo. It's got all these little funky tunes.
I got that on my car. Brighton have finished. Nick and Laurie will be watch along 7 p.m. tonight on DR Sports. Don't forget to tune into that straight after this.
Are you watching it, are you, Nick?
Well, I'll watch it.
Yeah.
No, I'll be honest.
I'll watch along.
Yeah.
I watch the watch along. I like this.
We'll
What Laurie's got to say about
lads.
boxing.
Yeah.
Laurie knows his stuff on boxing.
What time is
stuff.
it tonight?
The watch along starts at 7. So I'm not
7
sure
o'clock.
what
It must be
fights
about
does.
8. Yeah. We'll give him a prediction.
KSI to win.
It's going to win, isn't it? It's all theatre. For me, it's all theatre. That's what it's all about.
It's like WWF. Or E, as it's called.
In real life, if you asked a real boxer, fight 2 men in one night, he'll say, "Are you mad? The second fight, I will die."
Well,
Why
wait
would I
there.
do that?
How can you arrange to fight 2 people in one night? What happens if you get knocked out in the first fight?
That is true.
How's
they're
man
only
going to
3
knock
rounds,
someone out
though.
and then have a fight and then 2 minutes later I walk out with someone else? You know what I mean? What's all that about? It's a madness.
It's the YouTube boxing scene. You don't get a title fight unless you've got clout. If at the end of the day, well, fight me. You know what I mean?
Nicky, lad, do you want to have a fight against KSI?
You know what I mean? I'm a YouTuber, so
Yeah.
I'm in that space.
Nicky Doyle.
Yeah. Nah, Nicky, you'll punch me head in, lad, you mad?
Let's do the boards, and Fuad, I want to start with you because that was a crazy prediction with Liverpool 8, Bournemouth 0. How you managed to nearly get that one done. Everton Brentford 2-1, so there's no points there. 1 point for Liverpool, no points for Brighton Leeds, 1 point for Chelsea, 1 point for City, and we'll just wrap it up there because we'll do the 3 o'clock one. So what's up? Do you got there 3 points? Was it?
Yep.
Nicky.
Brighton to beat Leeds 2-1. Liverpool 3-0, so I've got 2 points there. Brentford and Everton, I said Brentford 3-1, so no points there. Chelsea to beat Leicester 1-0, and City to beat Palace 3-1.
So 3 points as well.
4 points.
And you get 1. Because you have to get you get 1 point result or 3 points for the correct score.
Yeah, result.
How many results did you get right?
4.
Good stuff. 4 it is. Brentford, I had them to win 2-0. Nothing there. Brighton Leeds, I had 1-1. Nothing there. Chelsea Leicester 2-0. What was it? 2-1, 1 point there. Liverpool 3-1, 1 point there. City 4-2. Got that one right.
Yeah! Thoughts on that, lads?
Gets in. I forgot I had that. So yeah, that's me winning so far.
I had Brentford, Everton 2-0. I had Brighton Leeds 2-2 because I thought it was going to be boss, but it wasn't. It was 1-0. And then Chelsea Leicester 4-1. Liverpool Bournemouth 3-0. City Palace Foot was going to be 2-2.
Well,
so how many points have we got
point.
there? 1 point.
I'm the winner.
Well.
Thank you very much. No chilies or anything this week, I don't think. So someone's got away with it. No forfeit. Fuad, you've had your birthday cake though. Hope you enjoy the rest of your birthday, mate. Home. Enjoy the rest of your birthday, mate.
Whoa, cheer, lads. Whoa, cheer.
At the same time. But yeah, thank you everyone for tuning into this Saturday football show with us. It's been a cracker, hasn't it, Nicky?
Yeah, it has, mate. Indeed.
It's been good stuff. Doyle, you enjoyed that 9-0 win?
Who doesn't enjoy 9 goals going in, lad? You know what I mean?
Bournemouth.
You'll enjoy it tonight as well, lad. Watch the match today,
yeah.
you'll enjoy it. Yeah, except for them. Sorry, not.
Right, nice one. Thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in to this Saturday football show live on DR Sports. Do not forget, we have the KSI fight live at 7 p.m. Some great guests on the show. It should be an interesting one. 2 fights in one night for KSI. Big up everyone for tuning in. Subscribe to DR Sports, and we'll see you on the next one.
How would you feel at the end of the window if you didn't have a striker?
It will happen.
Yeah, he won't be available for the weekend. He has.